You're listening to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON. It's your girl, Samantha Thomas. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope y'all are having a good day. We're out the Christmas holiday. Whatever. Finally.
Yeah.
So now people are still saying Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. No wrong with what?
Can I ask you a question?
What's up?
When someone says Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, what do you say back?
I say Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. I say either one.
Depending on what they say to you?
Yeah. Yeah, depending on what they say to me. I think like after a certain time you stop saying it. Like people be still in April. Happy holiday, Happy New Year. Stop.
Right. Happy New Year. Yeah, we're in March. That doesn't work.
It's a time limit for that.
Right.
It's a time limit for.
There are holidays in March, aren't there?
With St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, so if you say Happy Holidays, it means Happy St. Patty's.
Hey.
Robin
Lewis in the building.
Hey.
My girl, we have had we've missed you, boo.
Oh, thank you, sweetie. I missed you all too.
Yes, happy. How was y'all Christmas holiday? How was it? How was everybody's Christmas?
It was somewhat restful, but stuff.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff, lots of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Lots of how about you, Delvin? How was your Christmas?
Very entertaining.
Was it?
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you. Shout out to Ashia, the best assistant in the land. I always got to give my girl props. Come there, she look cute. Got on the colors.
Got on the block.
Colors.
Colors.
Giving it.
Colors. I am a night man walking.
Psychopath talking.
Oh, man.
Red and blue are the colors. We never die. Y'all don't act like y'all don't know colors by Ice-T.
Right.
Come on. If you don't know colors.
You know Ice-T.
You know Ice-T. And you know CSI. No, Law and Order. Sorry.
Law and Order, right.
Law and Order. Because I still watch it. Yes. Law and Order come on Saturdays. I ain't been watching Saturdays. But it's because, you know what? I will say this about the holidays. Asked about Christmas. How was everybody's Christmas? I want y'all to weigh in. What's up, Facebook Live family? Checking in the building. As always, y'all know what it is. Christmas was a time that I spent this year living in the moment. I am really starting to do that more. As much as I'm very active on social media, I've already spoken and told you all. I post what I want people to see as well as letting them see me. But you don't got to post everything.
Right.
You don't have to post everything.
It's not their business anyway.
It's not their business because, see, people, when they feel like they're a little too privy to your life, you don't have no life. So watch your life, people. So social media don't need to know everything.
You only get one.
But
you only get one life.
You only get one life to live.
You only got one.
Do it.
I'll always love my life.
Oh boy.
It's my favorite life. You only get one. Delvin, don't do this to me. Because anyway, y'all. All right, y'all. But Christmas was very good. I got a chance to spend time with my family. We played this game, Cards Against Humanity. And my mother is like, I ain't gonna call her square, but my mom is so like prim and proper. Have you ever played Cards Against Humanity?
No, but I'm going to hear about this.
You have to pick like the most ignorant is what I'm gonna say. Ignorant statement.
IGNANT, ignorant.
But it's like the Caucasian ignorant. So it's like worse stuff than we'll say. But
that's
it's
a special kind of ignorant.
So you have to like read a statement, and then the person has to pick which person. You have to, put in your card, your answer. And then the person picks a statement. My mother, I believe, her and another friend of mine that were playing, they cheat. They're certified cheaters.
It sounds like a comment. How you cheat on something like that? Or on something?
Me and my sister, we still won. No, my mama won, yeah, for real. She really did. So shout out to my mother. She won. But it was a good time. It was a good time, spend time with family. But Cards Against Humanity is a cool game to play. So hey, have fun with your family. Save moments for that. We had pajamas, didn't wear them this year. We're going to bring them back next year.
I think they ran out of plaid.
Man.
A lot of people were in it.
I think plaid was like, it was done. No one could buy plaid ever.
We didn't do plaid. We did plaid last year. I think the spirit was there, but we were just tired. Everybody was
It
just
makes you tired. It does.
It was a
tired.
lot of work.
The work of Christmas.
Still not done.
Right.
You not done it for real, Robert? Yeah.
I'm still in the thick of it. Everything that went on during Yeah. No breaks for me.
Wow.
You know, I had a small break. I know I saw that movie Soul.
Soul was a wonderful
how was
movie.
it?
It was dope.
It
Oh,
was
I have to
very
see that.
good.
It's
very
good for adults. Yeah, it's really good for adults.
Yeah, I would watch it again too. Yeah.
Yep. It teaches people about purpose. Yeah. I think a lot of adults need to watch that going into the new year. I will say that. With that being said, we're going to talk about what's happening in the news. But my question on the table for the night, how is y'all perspective? How is y'all perspective going into 2021? How is your perspective? It's all in how you look at things. I posted a status on Facebook today. It's about perspective. I saw somebody say 2020 was the worst year. I don't think so. I don't think
so either.
Yeah.
I mean, I got married in 2021. It was a win.
You sure did.
It was a win for me.
He sure did one.
There, any year has its ups and downs. This one had some very trying times. Yeah. But no, I wouldn't say it was a 100%.
I wouldn't either, Robin. Yeah, me either. I think if anything, this year made us sit down somewhere and look at what's important.
That I didn't get to. I mean, the sit down part. I do look at what's important, but yeah.
I wouldn't say physically sit down, not physically, but mentally, perspective-wise.
I'd say both.
I would say both. For people that didn't get a chance to physically sit down, because I haven't physically sat down this year. I've been ripping and running. But when I say, sit down mentally, it puts your mind into perspective about what's really important out here in life. I think.
Yeah, I've been sat down, sat up, laid down, all of that.
Yeah, I mean, COVID is real. We figured that out.
Yeah, and our guy passed yesterday, a couple days ago, I think. Donnie Kirksey.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, that was tough. From COVID, too, so that was just tough.
It's just, this stuff is real. That's why I'm not against this vaccine. Y'all can play how y'all want to. I'm not against it. I'm not against the vaccine.
It just takes time to know to trust it.
Yeah.
Given the hurried, there are factors that make you just sit back and you listen more. You listen more intently to learn about it and just learn to trust it. My perspective has changed on that as well.
About doing it.
About getting it. I am 100% in favor of my parents getting it. Mm-hmm. I'm still on the fence about me and my daughters. But my parents are in their 90s, so, it's a different.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know.
That's something that make you think, too. Something that COVID had a chance to make us do, and to think about things, I think. I don't know. I just think that we need to. This has been a year. It's been a year, y'all. There's a shooting on 51st and Prairie. I just read that. Chicago.
Oh, today?
Yep. Last night.
Oh, last night. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's what that was.
Mm-hmm. You heard it.
Yeah.
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 You heard it.
All of the cops and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was getting ready to walk my dog, and I heard that and said, okay, let me turn back around. And
what's up?
Yeah, no idea.
Lames. That's what's up is lames.
People have no idea where boundaries are anymore. And everybody wants what they can't have or can't work for.
Nobody wants to put their fists up and be real.
Now, right now, I will fight you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But,
knock you down.
Right.
These kids can't even fight.
No.
That's why they're pulling out guns.
That's why they're pulling out, exactly.
It's just scary cats.
Exactly.
How has your perspective changed this year? Give me a call, 773-591-1690. Are you looking at what's more important? Or are you just irritated and ready for the year to end?
It's crazy.
Yeah, we got to go to traffic. Robin, what's going on the streets? You're listening to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON. It's your girl Samantha with you on this Monday. Y'all, we are back off of the Christmas holiday, but we are still, how many more days is it until New Year's? 3?
3 days.
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve is Thursday.
You look so cute. Yes, New Year's Eve is coming. But let me tell y'all, advice from me, stay out of Target.
What happened?
It's a death trap.
What? What happened in Target?
Everything that happened that shouldn't have happened to me in my debit card and my credit card.
Ooh. Shoot. Do you get the 5%?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Then I had some rewards because you got to pay attention because you're getting monies back. And I didn't know I had monies back. I had $2 back. And I felt the spirit.
Just $2 back, and you felt something?
Yes, because I had a reusable
$2
bag.
$2.
That's $2. You get fast enough when you bring a bag in Target. Don't say I ain't tell you. reusable bag.
Mm-hmm.
And if it brings to you, get 10 cents off. Yes.
So you felt the
You know
spirit.
all the
I feel
tricks.
spirit. I do. It's a shame, Robin.
No, I know them too.
Yeah.
So how much did you spend?
I'm not telling. I'm on a dead diet, according to
Target did it.
Target. Always gets you, girl. I went in there for some toothpaste. I did get the toothpaste,
And 50 other things.
and then, then they messed around and had 50% off some boots.
Oh, see. I thought I was bad. I've
was
gone
a
in the
trick.
stores for one thing and came out $300 and something later.
So you needed toothpaste. Why not go to Jewel?
You can't do that because it costs too much.
So you'd go to Target and spend
Yeah.
more.
But you need the
You
other
need the
things
other
you
stuff.
buy.
I do not. I have never really bought toothpaste from the grocery, unless it's on sale.
Yeah, and you know about it in
Yeah,
advance.
exactly.
Then you make a special trip
I
to
think
the
that's a
other
woman
side of the
thing.
store.
That might be a woman thing, or a savvy shopper thing. I'll say that, a savvy shopper thing. Most of the time, I ain't trying. No fellas, don't get on me, fellas, but y'all just pick up stuff and just do it.
That's true.
I need
yeah,
this.
that's what y'all do. It be
I do it.
like,
I'm guilty.
Sometimes my coupons are my reminder list.
yeah, I'll be like, baby, what you pick up? What? Okay. Well, it was only $7. I could have got it for $3
Right.
at Target.
Yeah, my wife is a professional at that.
Yes.
Shoot, sometimes I save $20, $25 in coupons.
Man, speaking of somebody that's trying to help us save some, get some money, your boy PT, President Trump went on ahead and finally signed this stimuli.
He says 600 is better than 2,000 for right now.
Well,
Are we going? What happens next? Does it have to go into a bill? How a bill becomes a law? You remember that?
Yeah.
the House is passing the stimulus bill. Just has to, go through the Republican-led Senate now.
And they won't.
The $2,000.
They won't approve that at all.
Yeah.
So it'll be stuck right
There
there.
might be some problem.
Give us our monies, so I can go to Target.
Back to Target.
Yeah.
You're just gonna sign the check over
Use
to
I'm
them?
that
sign up for
money.
Target. No, I'm not going to do that. I am not going to do that. Target messed around and gave me a credit card and it was the devil this summer. I'm like, I ain't gonna get approved for that. I don't need nothing else on my credit. Well, you ain't got approved. I'm like, oh God, and Jesus. No, but seriously, he signed this. It's a $900 billion plus dollar bill. After he played us on the Christmas, a lot of people miss their benefits too, though. So I'm a little sad about that.
Yes.
Yeah. And we just gotta. Hopefully they'll pass this. Hopefully they'll pass it. Is it going to be more than the $600 though?
Be $2,000, and I think $600 per child.
Okay, that's good. Maybe are people going to be trying to claim other people's kids like they do on tax?
You know how they do.
You know it.
It is a sport.
Can I have your kid?
Come April, it is a sport.
No, this is
Stimulus.
if they own their taxes already.
You got a baby for the stimulus.
Yes, and if,
Wow. Wow.
I need a baby for the stimulus. Can you give me your child?
but hold on, hold on, because if you owe money to the government,
No stimulus.
No.
stimulus
No
for you.
stimulus. For
I don't
you.
think that's I don't think that's the case.
Robin,
I'm here to tell you.
Can I borrow Sydney for the stimulus?
No, actually, no. I don't think that's the case because I actually owed money for something related to my house. And no, they didn't take the stimulus, but they will take your taxes and your something from your taxes, but not from the stimulus. No, that money is to help you
I'm not laughing
through
at it. I'm
through
sorry.
COVID help.
I'm sorry, because Facebook Live had me busting up laughing. I'm going to talk about Soul. I'm going to get back to that movie. But on Facebook Live, you all, I want to read what they're saying as well. Robin and Delvin and Asha and Julie Soto out of Florida. What's up, Julie? She said someone can claim me and then we could split it.
Okay,
But Julie must go be getting that bag. No, seriously, y'all. Man, I don't know what's going to happen with the stimulus, but oh gosh, I know it's some stuff happening in the news, Robin. Speaking of the news, who is crazy in Nashville? What in the heck?
Yeah. Can't do that one at all.
In the Rockford bowling alley. The shooting up bowling alleys and bombing streets.
This is America.
This is America.
Welcome to it.
Notice
no
what
part of it.
But check it out though. They wasn't black. All right, what's going on in the news, Robin?
All the touching, all the loving, overflowing.
You're listening to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON. Hey, it's weird not hearing Christmas music, but I'm loving this.
You know, I can put some Christmas.
No, we don't need it.
No,
unless it's "Let It Snow" by Boyz II Men.
that's all.
That's all. That's the only one I still want to hear.
That's the only one. Really, that's the only one.
That and Alexander O'Neal.
Sleigh Ride.
That one and Christmas. You know the slow one.
Thank you for a good year. There's oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, I don't know the word.
I can play it for you tonight. Now, no, that's
My gift to you. That's
my
what
gift
it
to
is.
you. My
Yes.
gift to you.
Kelly Price. It's certain Christmas. So who is this?
This is Skip Marley, Rick Ross, Ari Lennox. Make me feel.
This is new.
Brand new.
I love this. I love good music. Shout outs. That's a good song.
I've been itching to play it all month.
That's a dope song.
I just couldn't play it.
That is a great song. You said Skip Marley.
Skip Marley.
Wow. Where is he on the Marley chain?
He's down. He's up there. He's up
Okay.
there. I think the grandson. I think.
Okay. Pretty dope song. I rewatched. You ever rewatch movies
All the time.
and they hit you different as you get older?
Which one hit you?
I need to rewatch it. It is The Brothers with Shamar Moore and Morris Chestnut.
And
D.L. Hughley.
Mark Wahlberg.
No, D.L. Hughley. You talking about Four Brothers. I'm talking about the rom-com with Morris Chestnut, D.L. Hughley. It was called The Brothers.
I gotta look for that.
You talking about Four Brothers with Andre 3000. That was a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
No, but it's like stuff that you look back now older and can understand relationships a lot more. And we need to do a show about relationships, like big time.
Right.
As we go into this new year, because I know some of y'all have got through the holidays. We tried it a little bit. We're going to get more relationship conversation.
All them
and do a whole
situationships.
show on this. Because that movie, think it was with Shamar Moore, Morris Chestnut, D.L. Hughley, and who did I miss? I forgot, but it was a great movie. Shout out to Facebook Live showing me love. Talking about I'm feeling myself. I feel myself every day, though. No.
What else you supposed to do?
I don't know. I think if you don't love yourself. No, seriously, thank y'all. But yeah, that movie right there is just about relationships and stuff like that. And I think you know this man Kevin Samuels everybody is talking about. The one that called the girl average at best.
Ooh.
Y'all gotta go. Come on, y'all. I need y'all to be hip on pop culture with me.
Kevin Samuels.
Yes, it's like a big viral thing.
Said that a woman is average.
Yes, the lady called into his show. Kevin Samuels is like a YouTube phenomenon.
Right.
He is like very, very popular. I want y'all to Google him. If you don't know who he is, you kind of behind the curve a little bit. But I'm gonna help you out tonight. Everybody that's listening. Kevin Samuels did. Bill Bellamy was. Bill Bellamy was in The Brothers. He sure was in that movie. All right. He is I would call him a metrosexual 2020 version. Very polished brother.
Looks polished.
Yeah, he's very polished. Very polished. I think a lot of men would benefit from listening to him, and apparently a lot of females. Because a young lady called into his show. Have you heard of him, Robin? Kevin Samuels?
I'm not sure if he's the one that Kevin that I'm thinking about. I'm let me hear a little bit more and I can tell.
So recently a young lady, he had a show. He does like basically a podcast on YouTube. And the young lady called in about it wasn't a topic for the show. So he does different topics. He talks about, different people in relationships and also men, you want to be more polished. Polished men, please. Seriously, brothers, I think he could help a lot of y'all. But he says stuff so off the cuff that it's funny. But a young lady called into his show probably about two and a half weeks ago. And if you can find it, Delvin, and we could play a clip of this. I meant to talk about it when it first came out because it has gone like over viral. It's kind of past news, but I'm bringing it up anyway because I think as we talk about relationships, and I talk to my friends a lot about this too. Why do so many of us lead with what we have? Who cares about your degree? Who cares about
nobody?
Nobody. Who cares about what you do? And the people that do, shallow. So anyway, the young lady called in. And she talked about what kind of man she thinks she deserves. Why can't she find a brother? And he asked her, so how do you think you look? There it is. You're average at best. There's the link. They put the link on Facebook.
Yeah, I see it. Okay.
So this is something I think everybody needs to watch. I felt so he asked her how she thinks she looked. And he was like, you're average at best. Told her she was average. And she kept saying what kind of man she felt like she deserved because she does this. And he said, what can you bring to a relationship? My sister said she know how to garden. Was one of the things she said.
So she'll bring some fresh homegrown food.
Yeah, she really couldn't say what she can bring to a man's life.
She hadn't given any thought.
She hadn't given any thought. But what happens, Robin and Delvin, that is so with everybody. The first thing that you say, well, I am a so-and-so. I'm an attorney. I'm a doctor. I'm a veterinarian. I'm a radio host. I'm a TV news anchor. I do this. I do that. I have my PH, A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. We got every letter in the alphabet, but can't spell LOVE in relationship.
Wait, I think I got it.
You can find that part. We're going to bring it back in. This man called her average. People are mad at Kevin Samuels for calling her that. But I think what happens is a lot of people don't want to hear the truth.
There you go.
We don't want to hear the truth. We don't want to hear the truth. I think.
Hurts.
Yeah, it really hurts. So many of us, and I'm speaking for the ladies, we lead with what we are, who we do, and what we got. And can't understand why the man chooses the woman that ain't got half of what we got.
Ooh.
Sometimes it's about simplicity for them.
Yes.
Want to hear it? Here how I go.
Here it is.
Here how I go.
What would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You cannot use 7.
Would I rate myself?
Just your face.
My face when I wake up, 5, but when I put myself together, 6.
Okay. And how tall are you?
5'5".
Dress size.
I'm sorry?
Your dress size.
A 3.
Okay. So that makes you, if you give yourself a 5, that's average.
Yes.
So average looking women tend not to get high earning men. They tend to get average men.
So,
Did you, I mean, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Breathe and digest.
Told her breathe and digest.
Marinate that for a little
Yeah, let it marinate.
You're 35 years old and you can look around and see the world. You don't tend to see higher earning men with average looking women off rip. If you do see them, they got their average looking woman when they were both really young.
Yep.
He built his way up. But a man earning the kind of money you're talking about does not go for an average looking woman.
I mean, my body is not average, so.
But ma'am, you please
But
don't make me
she's still
say it.
okay. I feel he gonna say it.
Say what?
He didn't want to say it.
I really just wanted some advice. I love your.
I'm giving you advice, but you're not taking it. The advice is, ma'am, you're average looking at best.
I'm taking it in, but.
Okay,
No,
but
she
you're
ain't.
not accepting
Okay,
the fact.
here we
that-
go. Delvin, Robin, Ashia. The but I'm but and I but and
Yeah,
the girl totally was focused on the physical part.
Wow.
But if you watch that entire video to the end, I don't think he interrogated her. I think he told her the truth. He did. He told her the truth. She ain't want to hear it. And at the end of her conversation, I felt so sorry for this young lady, y'all, because what she said at the end trumped the entire conversation. She said in this voice, "What do y'all want?
Wow.
What do y'all want?" That is what I took from that entire conversation. People are saying he made her feel bad by saying stuff. He did this, he did that.
No.
He asked her, you need to listen to this entire interview. I know people on Facebook Live are chiming in. Go find this interview, this conversation, because he asked her what could she bring to a relationship as well. And when this girl said gardening,
Come on now.
and when he asked her how many high earning men do you know, and she said her uncle and her daddy, that means she ain't never dated one. So you're saying you feel like you deserve this kind of man. You've never dated this kind of man, but you feel like you deserve that kind of man. You don't even know who he is.
Woo woo.
Yes.
Well, I should jump on that microphone. Have a conversation at that microphone.
Have a conversation with me. Sit down.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Come on, jump on that mic.
Can you?
right
Okay, just move the other chair, girl. You know I got my stuff in that chair. You know.
there.
You got a little purse
You're
situation.
not too mic right there.
This mic right here work for you.
Which one? This one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But she looked down on the men
Who are
she were
average.
dating. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
She looked down on them.
Uh-huh. We got to call. Call in if give me your thoughts on this. We got to call on the line. 773-591-1690. Y'all are only hearing part of what we played. That's called the magic of editing.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all only hear what we played about him calling her. So they saying he sound like an a-hole.
No. He asked her to grade herself, and she gave herself a 5.
Yeah.
He said you can't give a 7. Why not give yourself a 9 or 10? No
I
matter
would've
what
said
anybody
that.
else think.
I'd been like, I'm a 10.5.
You see? So if you give yourself a 5 and at best would make up a 6, you don't think highly of yourself.
But she wants a man that she even qualify for him? Well, we're going to find out. Robin is listening. Sis,
listening.
what's going on the streets, man? Let's find out.
First of all, 20 right here. Girlfriend. Okay, so
You're listening to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON. It's your girl Samantha Thomas. Y'all, this is the type of period. This is what we listening to these days. Real some give about she want a 6-figure dude. Are you exhibiting 6-figure behavior?
Hello.
That's all they care about, Gucci and all this kind of stuff.
Gucci, Prada. What's the
Birkin?
Yeah, all of that.
Birkin is a house.
Balenciaga.
My thing with that is, there's nothing wrong. And the women that can afford it, they a whole nother thing to be reckoned with. Because you get to that point in life, what can a man do for me? Yeah. So it's like a double-edged sword. You're either dealing with the city girls mentality or the woman who has attained it all and feel like can't no man match her.
it becomes, I think, a different, you just have that different outlook. You just note that you want somebody to enhance your life as opposed to someone that can do something for you, because,
Bring it out.
you know, you could do everything you want your own self.
Is that a bad thing, Robin?
No, not at all. Me, this is where I am. And I don't have massive amounts of money or anything, but I own my house outright. I have 2 cars. I have daughters, and I'm happy with my family. When you come into my picture, you have to bring a person. You ain't got to bring me money.
Right.
I don't need it. I can get my own. And you have to be able to enhance my life, not change my life, not be my other half. Just be. And let's
I
make
like
each
that.
other
That's
happy.
good. Just be. That's
Just
good.
be. I like that, Robin.
And let's make each other happy.
I just think so many women lead
or
with
help
what-
each other to be happy.
Yeah, I think so many. I like that. So many women lead, and men too. I ain't letting the fellas get off the hook. They lead with what they do. Who freaking cares what you do and what you have? Who cares?
You have to be you have to be an interesting person.
Yes.
Without everything you have on, you know.
Attained.
Yeah, absolutely.
Asha, you were saying something before the break.
I think it's more so we don't look at relationships for quality. We look at it for quantity. And a lot of our sisters, they just, what was I talking about? I just think they lead. Oh, I know what I said. You want a 6-figure guy, but outside of her saying the gardening situation, what did she bring to the table?
She didn't even know. And like Robin was saying, she didn't even give it much thought. We don't give it much thought. We just say, that's what I deserve because I didn't reach all this status. I deserve that kind of man.
And that's what I meant to say.
Can you make me a sandwich? That's all
And
I want.
she can't. Come on, Delvin.
That's
Keep
all
it
that's all.
simplistic.
Can you make me a
bring you
sandwich?
some freshly grown lettuce?
Right.
Men are very simple, and
Yeah.
I think so many of us women, and I'm a woman. I have to really tread lightly with this. If y'all know me and you have listened to this show, we're gonna have to make this another topic because I got 2 great guests in tonight. But I will say we're gonna bridge this topic because what I think, and we got Facebook Live chiming in. Men want companionship, and I have my PhD, ABCD. And I went to so-and-so
Means
school,
nothing.
and I did this, and I did
It
that. I
means
work
nothing.
here. I make 8 figures. I'm doing this, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, but can you cook?
Right.
Do you know how
Can
to
you
fold
raise
laundry?
family?
Can
Can
you raise
you
a
make
family?
me laugh?
Can you
Can
budget
you
the
make-
money that I
thank
have?
you.
Right.
And you make me
Or you
laugh.
just going to spend it?
Can you make my $10 $20
Come on now.
at the end of the month?
Thank you.
I posted this status some time ago, and I got a lot of flack. And maybe because I didn't explain it. But if y'all listen to what I say. Men choose who they want. Men get who they want. Women get who we can. Think about it. Think about it. Somebody on Facebook Live put, shout out to Luther. Women control access to sex. Men control access to marriage and relationships.
Yep.
Men get what they want.
Yeah.
Truth. Truth,
And they know what they need.
because the ratio
And
is
the ratio.
men can get women 2-3 times over.
And we have a window. I'm the part of the 35 and up with no kids, 40 with no kids. I'm a part of that.
Yeah.
Men ain't got no time frame.
Nope.
That's what I mean. They can get what they want when they want it.
They can't get it with you? Okay, on to the next.
I have been single unknowingly. Years pass. Years pass.
See? That
I got so much flack. Men and women, I chose who I wanted. No, you didn't. I chose my first husband. Somebody told me first husband.
keyword
First.
Yeah.
In divorce.
I'm not mad at him. Look, I ain't mad at him. I'm not one to pick or throw stones or anything like that, but still.
Ain't nothing wrong with divorce. It happens.
Right, it happens. But still, when you run out of qualities that he is looking for, it's going to be somebody else because, again, the ratio
9 times out of 10
higher.
younger. Yep. 9 times out of 10 younger.
Yep.
Because they can build and start a family with that
Usually
quicker.
when men divorce, they go younger.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. So,
Because
yeah.
it's easier for them with it's easier.
Thank you.
They can just
They
be.
can get who they want.
I gotta disagree.
Okay,
It's
how?
easier for men to get a
I'ma tell
younger
you.
woman.
That in that instance, yeah, but if you're in a relationship and you ain't keeping yourself up and you ain't keeping the spice of yourself, then you're opening that window for
Oh, you
him
talking
to
about
look.
something different.
Yeah.
Yeah, you talking about something different.
Yeah.
You have to, you talking about something different. That's still true though. But I'm just saying, as men get older, they still have pick of the litter.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, we have a time limit.
Oh,
and we
absolutely.
get who we can at the time.
That's true.
We get who we can.
Yeah.
I just think men, like Delvin said, the ratio.
Yeah. What is it? 1 to 5?
Man, yeah.
1
So
to 5,
why
1 to
we
6?
out here like, oh, I can get a man and I grew up in the church, y'all know. But they didn't fail us in some ways.
A lot of ways.
What's wrong with living with somebody before you get married?
Well, what is wrong?
What's
Because
wrong with
I
it?
was living with someone before I got married.
Yeah,
in
what's
the
wrong
church,
with it?
And the church,
It's all a
Preaches
choice you
against
make.
it.
and the church was against it. And matter of fact, sat me down because the church found out I was living with somebody. And
Wow.
and wanted to say, you know what? We're gonna need to sit you down for a little bit until you can get this thing.
What is the reasoning for not doing it? Because my thing with that is you don't live with somebody before you get married. I'm not saying okay, but what is the reason that the church gives you for not?
Sin,
Everything should be
lust, and fornication.
Everything should be.
That's their. But they don't teach.
They
the
don't
people.
teach it.
They don't teach, and they don't live the example. They're not living the example, so it comes off as hypocrisy.
They set you down, Dylan. And
Oh.
you probably, and I'm not asking, if this is your wife, but these people that do all this waiting and stuff, and by the time you get divorced 3 months later,
Exactly.
because you don't know them.
And that's exactly what happened.
I'm not an advocate of getting married after knowing someone for a short time. I'm not. I've seen it, and I just don't think you know enough about them. I've known people gotten married after 3 months, after 6 months. I think you just need to know more.
You absolutely do.
And it takes time to learn it.
True.
It takes time to learn behavior in different circumstances and situations.
What about when you get older, though? Like, if you 50, 40, and 50, 40 plus and 50 plus dating, you know what you want.
Absolutely.
But you know what you want, but still, do you know the person yet?
No, you have to prove them.
I still need time to know the person.
Man.
Anybody I've thought about marrying, I've known for a while.
I just think men know
Prior.
what they want 6 months in. Maybe 3.
That
Men
may
know
well
what
be.
they want. They know what they want.
You may even think you know, but the point,
I feel you.
the woman may even think she knows. However, should you, is my question.
Ladies,
Is it the smart thing to go ahead and get engaged 6 months and get married after,
Yeah. Well, like Asha said, if you got the man, ladies, do what you did to keep him, to get him. You slack up, somebody slide in.
That's
all I
work,
got to say.
and you got to do work.
That's
Yep.
what it's about.
You
It
got
is
to do work. I
Everything
told,
worth having is worth working for.
Come on, Rodney.
Yeah,
Come on.
exactly.
We got Karyn on line 1. What's going on, Karyn? How you doing this evening?
What's happening, all you kings and queens?
Hey, Karyn.
what up, Karen?
Listen, you know what our problem is?
What's
We're
up?
following the Western European culture. we're not following no traditions of who we are as Africans. Number one, the marriage is the joining of any two of anything. He says, what he joined together, let no man come asunder. That doesn't just mean a man and a woman getting married. That's the connecting of people to make something great happen.
Mm-hmm.
A man will always have the desire to be sexually active. A woman is not going to always have that desire. Let's go to the Bible. You think Bathsheba don't know she was undressing in front of that window to get David's attention?
So, Karen, what do you believe? Do you think the man always has his choice and we kind of get who we can?
No, because I would never be a woman that just get what she can. A man loves the naturalness of a woman. We've been taught wrong. If you just be a natural woman,
mm-hmm.
You know how many men will be falling it off of you? We've been taught the European way. We think it's your titles, your position, your money, your dress. No, that's not true. A man loves a natural, sexy woman. I've said it once before. A man loves a little girl. That little girl always makes him believe he's cheating or something. A man loves a woman that can rock in the kitchen and keep it rocking in the bedroom. A man loves a lady that will never allow another man to see publicly, but only his eyes to see privately.
Let me ask you, Karen. Let me ask you, sister. A man loves a woman. So many of us women act like men. And I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it real. So many of us act like men. We have these masculine. We don't know how to be soft because we then will say, well, it's what we've been through. Stop it. Stop it, women.
Because you can change.
You can change.
Absolutely.
Let me just say this. It's really time for us, the black culture, okay? It's time for us to get it together. We've been taught wrong, like completely wrong. We're living in if you go to school, if you do this, let's just look around. We all got on masks. So what does that tell you? That means we have not been who we were supposed to be. You know how people say, I'm not perfect. Yes, you were. The Creator said that you were perfect. You were perfectly here to do what you do. And we do all this church stuff. But if you actually pick up the Bible, you would understand what's really real. Let's just say the Bible is a good story. You can't deny the principle.
We got to wrap it up, sisters.
Hey, go ahead. It's time for us to learn who we are. Get out the European culture.
Come on.
And you will be a loving woman, baby. Because I live it every day. Love y'all.
Love you too, Karen. Facebook Live is lighting up with comments. Yeah, it is. Shout out to Karen for providing that perspective. Because I think what happens, men do like feminine women.
Yeah.
They love feminine women.
They don't want nobody hard chest and
that's how we act.
Like,
I know. You are so right, Asha.
I feel like I'm rubbing up against myself. Yeah. I don't need that.
But seriously, I do, and I have that. What can you tell me? I earned this. I got this.
He don't want to hear that. He get that in the world already.
Thank you.
From everybody else. He don't want to hear that.
I had to learn it because I was turning into that. And I'm speaking from experience. So if anybody think that I'm bashing my sisters, because y'all know I'm all about women. Mm-hmm. I come on here every day for my sisters.
But we got to get it together.
We do.
We got to get it together.
I'm tired of this.
Change.
Yes. Change. I'm going to get on the fellas too, because y'all not exempt, because y'all need to stop lying.
Right.
Stop lying and tell us what y'all really want.
It ain't your house that your mama living with you.
Oh my God. 773-591-1690, y'all. We got some great guests coming in. I see the lines ringing. Call in and talk about this if you want to talk about it. My first guest tonight, he has been on Good Morning America. Hasn't called in yet. Good Morning America. I know he's been on the Tamron Hall show. Shout out to Tamron Hall. And he's a former gang member. Now he is Teacher of the Year and a family man. So we're going to talk about that. And I'm going to ask him because he's a father. So we're going to talk. I'll ask him about relationships too. Darrion Cockrell is calling in, Mr. DC out of Missouri. He is the Missouri 2021 Teacher of the Year. So a dope, amazing accomplishment. And then we'll be talking to Chicago's own vegan pioneer, Miss Calabrese. Karyn Calabrese. She'll be joining me tonight. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more. But I seriously, until we get to this demo, when we gotta go, we don't gotta go to break no time, do we?
Oh, it's on you. It's your show.
Okay. I got my gum now.
Remember, I said that is your show.
It's my show.
There you go.
Devin, you gotta control it.
Okay, fine.
You gotta control me, Delvin.
Still your show, though.
The shade of it all. Robin. I got Robin laughing. That is a cute necklace. Robin, oh my gosh. Okay, y'all, seriously. Get it together. Or be out here alone. And I don't think nobody want to die alone.
That's it right there.
I don't think
Get
nobody.
it together or be alone.
Nobody wants to be alone.
Do it by yourself. If you don't care, do it by yourself.
Bye, Robin Lewis. Love you. I want this necklace set tonight that Robin has on, by
And
the way.
there goes Robin. She's on the catwalk.
Yes.
And as
Robin is
Robin-
on the catwalk.
And as Robin is sauntering,
Sauntering with pearls.
She has on her basic black, and she is saying,
Bye-bye.
I am winter.
I am winter.
I am
You
love.
should hear this. I am winter. I am love. No, but seriously, y'all. I don't think anybody wants to be alone. I really don't think we do.
Nobody wants to be alone.
But we out here.
But we out here bad. That's the problem. We out
really
here bad
are.
because we are adopting a narrative that we don't have to. It's generationally.
It's generational.
It's been the same before you and before them and before them. It's the same thing. Just to impress and lie your way through it until you get it, and you don't have to go out that way. There's a better way to do things. And men and women need to understand that better way. The best thing my wife and I we sat down, we looked at each other this weekend. I said, teach me how to love you.
Wow. This is coming from a married man. You asked your wife to teach you
me
how to love her.
Because I got my notions on how to do it, but it is what she's looking for. And so if it's not what she's looking for, I got to understand you need to teach me how you want to be loved. Because I'm willing to do what you need me to do. I just don't want to present you with something that you're not happy with.
See, Devin, I respect that. I respect that you ask your wife that. Because sometimes people feel like, well, we married, he should know how to love me. He should know.
This is a learning process. You ain't gonna know it. Here it is now. We are what are we in? We're in month 8 right now. We didn't know it in month 1. We damn sure don't know it in month 8.
Yeah.
But it's a process, and you'll get to know how and what to do and all of those things. But right now, we're not there.
That's a word for men. That's a word for men, what Delvin said. What did you ask your wife, Delvin, over the Christmas
Teach
break?
me how to love you.
Wow. And my question to men is, what do y'all really want? Tell us what y'all want. Tell us, and I will work on me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I will work on me.
If you ain't happy, tell me you ain't happy.
Yes.
But don't leave it to me to figure out, are you happy or not?
Thank you. Don't ghost me. And this is all me speaking from experience.
Yeah.
I've ghosted some guys too, so I ain't exempt. But not telling him what he did.
Exactly.
Fellas, don't just ghost somebody and don't tell her what she did. Like Delvin said, he asked his wife to teach me how to love you. I want men to tell us what you really want. Facebook Live, I'm reading comments. Julie, you said, so should you lower your standards in order to not be alone? No.
Absolutely not.
Don't lower him. No. I think y'all missed that. Maybe the point has been missed.
Not.
Right. I'm not lowering my standards. I'm just elevating my outlook.
What you have to do is every man is teachable. Every man is teachable. So if he does not meet the standard, then you show him what you are looking for.
Thank you.
And then you leave it to him. Well, I can do this, or I'm not going to do it. But don't take the option where he can't perform it when you don't present it to him.
He can't perform it if you don't present it. That's a word. We're giving out nuggets tonight, y'all. I didn't think we was going to go here tonight, but this is a time where we're coming up on Valentine's Day in a few months. It's not lowering your standards to get somebody. It is elevating your outlook. Women, elevate the outlook.
Exactly.
Just elevate it. I would never. A lot of people have asked me, "Oh, Samantha, why don't you have?" Y'all don't know what I got, first of all. But second of all, Samantha had to work on Samantha. But if you're working on yourself 3-4 years later, you ain't worked on yourself. This I'm working on me to get me better. Stop it. Because if you're still doing it years down the line, you missing something.
Yeah, see, Delvin 2.0, Delvin 3.0, no.
Yeah, I'm right. Mm-mm. After 2.0, stop.
Stop at 2.0. You should have it at 2.0. I'm Delvin 2.0. So, yeah.
Shout out to the men who are chiming in on Facebook Live. I really wish I could hear some of y'all voices. We're talking tonight about, until my guest calls in, what stops us from love? Getting out of our own way stops us. We in our own way. A lot of us are in our own way. Trevor on Facebook Live says, sometimes you have to tell them to teach you, because women want to be loved in different ways. Come on.
Exactly.
But they don't ask. It's like, I don't like sloppy kisses, let me tell you, and don't you get mad. Different things.
But are we ready to hear the tough answers to the questions that we need to hear?
No.
Sometimes, we put up a good front. Well, tell me what I'm doing wrong. No, really? Are you sure? Can you handle that?
Women can't handle it either.
Yeah.
We can't handle it. It's called the defensive mode on men and women's parts. If you're asking me, be prepared. Like, I like a man to be polished. I prefer that.
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it.
But if it would be something if he can't polish himself.
Thank you.
But if he refuses to polish himself, then you have your answer right there. That's the thing. Every man is willing to put in the effort. Once he knows what the prize is, he's willing to put in the effort. That's
right.
But unless he hears it and you say it to him, sometimes you got to grab him by the shoulders. This is what I want.
That's okay.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
But if he comprehends it and does it, then that's the one. But if he listens to you and ignores it and not do anything about it, then you can move on.
Devin, you need an offering bucket.
I'm just going to settle for the church right here. I won't quit. Will not throw in the towel. Nope.
Won't stop me.
Hey. Speaking, but Delvin, me and you, we know the church well.
Yeah.
And I like how you and I discussed how I believe the church has failed us in several ways. When they talk about submission and women hate the word submit, I'm okay submitting to a man that gives me something to submit to.
Well, remember, everybody looks at the word submission and think that it's a woman thing, when really biblically submission is a male thing.
Come on, Delvin.
Because the Bible says that the man submitted to God first. If the man submits to God first, then the woman will follow the man.
Come on.
So that's
Give
Bible.
me something to follow, though. Don't just say because I'm a man you're supposed to. No.
Because there's some crazy people out there waiting for you to submit to their craziness.
Yes.
And why do that? Why put yourself in that position?
And he'll disrespect you in the submission process, and then we're going to be fighting, because that's when I'm going to get combative. Because you're trying to be this alpha male that's doing the most. And there's nothing wrong with a beta male. There's nothing wrong with that. Y'all, call in if you want to talk to me about this. I'm here for it. Yep. 773-591-1690.
Here for it.
I am here for it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. No, I don't feel like you need to lower your standards to get some. I do not. I've never said that, because Samantha, number one, if you know me, I'm not lowering a standard, but I have elevated my outlook. I think so many of us lead with what we have versus what we can give. Fellas, I don't think y'all being honest and telling us what y'all really want. But will instead go from woman to 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 woman. Marry, divorce, marry, woman. That's how men do relationships, I think.
And don't get it at all.
And don't get it. That is what I really feel like the fellas do. So, the beta male, you can Google it. He is not as dominant as an alpha man, but is willing to listen. Alpha men, I love a leader, but alpha men can be arrogant.
So can Sigma men. I'm sorry, did I say that out loud?
Oh, Lord, I ain't talking about, I'm not talking about.
Okay, but seriously, sometimes a beta man needs to understand how an alpha woman works. Mm-hmm. I don't mind being a beta man. If the alpha woman is doing what she does, why am I telling her to be less of herself to be around me?
Right.
When I'm not telling her that she got to bow down in order for me to come through the room. I'm not saying that. But if she has a talent and she has a purpose and she has drive, then why stifle that so that you can be big? It doesn't make sense.
I have dated myself over and over in relationships, which led to narcissists. I attracted narcissists. That is what I attracted. And when I figured that out, both us sharing the mirror. What's up? Ain't nothing wrong with it. Now I want you to look good, but get your own mirror. All right, we got Mark on line one. Mark got a brother on the line. What's going on, Mark?
Everything's good. Everything's good. I just wanted to say, just like it says in the Bible, Christ is head of man and man is head of woman. Mm-hmm. But, you can only be a leader if you're leading, if you're doing something. If you can't be not on point and think this woman is going to follow you.
Come on.
And she's on point. It's these little youth that are out here doing what they're doing today. They're not following God. They're not, I bet after they do their crimes, they show trying to follow God real quick, But I'm just saying, a man is to lead a woman. And we'll sit down, we make discussions, we make decisions together. That's how it's supposed to be. It's no he say, she say. It's something we do together. And that's how you raise a family. You raise a family together.
That's right.
It's nobody's being dominant over the next. It's a family thing. We love each other. We run this together. That's all I got to say.
Mark, go back to what you said a little bit earlier, because that was important. You said they want this strong woman, but they're not being, the strong man for her, the polished woman.
You got to be a strong man. You got to be a leader. You can't have a woman. Well, God said, a woman follows man. But you got to be a man that's leading something.
Yeah, you got to
lead
lead something.
Me to? You can't lead me around the corner to the spot. You got to be leading me on the positive something. We got to do this together. We're building up. We're positive people, not negative. If you ain't on the positive build up, don't come my way at all.
Come on, Mark said it for the fellas. All right, y'all. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. No, but seriously, you all, and I would say for women, how we want to talk about these degrees and stuff we have. We got our ABCD, PhD, HIJK. How are you inspiring that man?
Oh, good.
How do you inspire him? Just like the men that want you to submit, but you ain't giving me nothing to submit to. Somebody said, why do I think I attract narcissists? Because I'm into myself. That is why I attract it.
That's narcissism.
And that's narcissism. I'm going to give it to you. Attract what you are.
You get what right, exactly. You get what you attract.
And that's I'm keeping it real. Like I said, I'm here for it tonight. And I ain't scared to answer no questions about myself.
None.
I'm not scared.
Come my way. I got something for you.
I attracted narcissists because I was one. Notice I said was.
I tell people all the time, I was the chief narcissist.
Hell, you keeping it real, Delvin.
I was the chief narcissist.
It was her fault all the time, wasn't it?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. I made her feel as if it was her fault. She walked around questioning her own ability because I made it seem as if it was her fault. That was me.
Narcissist, baby.
Narcissist. And that's 100% narcissism.
I'll make you feel bad, make you feel like you did it.
You question yourself.
Question yourself.
Did I really do this?
I used to tell men, I'll make you question your existence. I used to tell men that.
See?
I'll make you question if you were born. I would say that. Was. And that is why I have allowed myself to be open, because I had to get out of Samantha's way.
That's good.
I knew where I was headed. This year of 2020, when I hit that 40 mark, it taught me that.
See? That's good.
And I'm okay with saying that. I attracted what I was. And if you keep attracting, and if you're not happy, if somebody hurt you and you still out here single, stop it. It ain't nobody else's fault. No more.
Nope.
It's nobody's fault. That person that hurt you, it was a part in your story.
Yeah.
It had to happen.
Had to.
Stop wearing it on your back. Fellas, y'all out here nursing hurt wounds. Like I said, y'all go relationship. Hurt. Married, divorced.
Yep.
Men don't waste time getting into relationships. They don't waste time.
Absolutely not.
We'll be single for like 5 or 6 years. Men.
After my first divorce, I got married not even a year later.
See?
I got married again not even a year later.
And men and women will be single for 6. I know friends who have been abstinent for 5 years.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Better go and why? I'm not saying go lay with people. I'm saying get into a solid relationship. Stop it. Because they were hurt. Now I'm going to be celibate. I'm going to be this. I'm going to chill. It's work on you, but don't be working on you for no 4-5 years.
It doesn't take all that.
It don't take all that.
a good therapy session will do you wonders.
Therapy.
Yeah.
When we scared of that word.
Oh my God. I feel like I just swore on the radio. Therapy.
My gosh. I don't know what this brother's, I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out. We do block parties still on Facebook. It's still active until again.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But single for 20 years between Jesus. All right. But hey, what was you doing in them 20 years you were single?
That's true. That's it.
What was you doing in them 20 years that you were single,
That's
Richard?
it. Mm.
I know you wasn't just single. I know you wasn't.
Mm-mm.
Men will jump into a relationship. We wait. Why do women wait?
But while you're waiting, what are you doing?
What are you doing while you waiting? I heard somebody say, why did I attract narcissists? Because I was one. I still think I look good.
It makes sense, though. You're going with what you're comfortable with.
Yes, thank you.
And who you are, you're gonna line up to the person that you are most comfortable being around, and you're most comfortable being around yourself. So the traits and the qualities that you have,
yes,
you want that in other people.
And please stop dating yourself.
Stop dating yourself.
Stop dating yourself. Richard said he was doing him. I'm sure in a lot of people. But anyway, let's keep a.
Woo, yeah.
Like I said, men don't waste no time.
None.
I know so many brothers that's got overlap relationships.
Wow.
They have overlappings.
Yeah, that's good. Because because I got too much to say. I got too much to say.
This needs to be a whole.
This needs to be a whole show.
We're gonna do a whole show on this because I'm very confident, y'all, but I was attracting people who were competing with me and could never, like you said, Delvin. There's nothing wrong with having an alpha woman and letting her shine.
Because y'all shine.
Y'all say it in the mic.
You all shine because you're in a relationship. That's the unit.
That couldn't take it.
It's the dream team.
When you're in the relationship, it's not no you shine, no I shine. It's
us.
We shine.
Come on now.
That's the thing. If I get to come up, then we get to come up.
Thank
If
you.
she
Please
get to come up,
understand
then we get to come up.
It's about us.
It ain't about, okay, you got your money and I got my money. No, it's our money.
That's
If you need it and I got it, I'm gonna give it. If she got it and I got it, I'm gonna give it. That's the way it's supposed to be.
If you still having relationship conversations with your significant other and I comes up months later,
That's a problem.
somebody ain't ready. I. Yeah. Hey, y'all, we need to bring this topic back because, listen, y'all, this is Dr. Samantha and Dr. Delvin is what they calling us tonight.
Hey,
we may do this I wish we could do this maybe Wednesday.
You think so?
Maybe Wednesday.
Okay.
Maybe I'll do it there because we were going to do something a little bit different on Wednesday, this Wednesday, the 30th.
Okay.
We're going to circle back on this relationship topic because my first guest is on the line, y'all. I'm so excited to talk to him tonight. He is doing some great things. I went to college in Missouri, and when I heard about this brother, I said, you know what? I got to meet him. He done been on Good Morning America and stuff and all these other shows, but now he is on the show with Samantha tonight, calling in from St. Louis.
The guests are here.
I am so excited to talk to. They call him Mr. DC. We're going to get back to him.
DC.
Yes, he is the Missouri 2021 Teacher of the Year. He already got his title going into the new year.
Oh, okay.
My man. I'm so excited to talk to Mr. Darrion Cockrell. Mr. DC is on the line, y'all. We're going to talk to him when we come back on the Talk of Chicago 1690 WVON. You're listening to the Talk of Chicago 1690 WVON. Hey, this goes with the show. This Wednesday, y'all, we have said what we're going to do. We're going to bring Dr. Delvin and Dr. Samantha, the relationship doctors. We are not relationship doctors. We just play them on the radio.
Exactly.
Delvin is coming from a married man standpoint. I'm coming from a single but not married standpoint.
That's good. That's good. We got perspective.
Yeah, we have perspective. Yeah.
Married but not single. You single but not married.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's it.
Let's run with that.
I like that.
I got to get out of voice.
I like that. Let's do that for Wednesday. This Wednesday, December 30th, we're going to be talking about what is keeping you single for real. What's really keeping you single? And we were talking about relationships. And one thing I do love is relationships, especially growing up. As a kid here in Chicago public school, grammar school, Catholic high school, my life education-wise has been shaped by lots of my teachers and educators, I'll call them educators, who still I'm connected with to this day. And I can honestly say my 7th grade teacher, Mrs. Antoinette Norrell, is the reason I became a woman of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And I share that story with her because she left such a mark on my life, a positive mark on my life that was just so dope. And I thank her for that. And as we look back on our teachers, we have to really, really, really think about how they help to shape our lives. Now, some of us ain't always had good experiences, but 9 times out of 10, you can remember teachers that really left an impact on your life. And tonight, y'all, I'm taking it over to, we're going to go down I-55 to Missouri. As they say, Missouri. I'm so excited, you all, to talk to the 2021 Missouri Teacher of the Year. He's on the line with me tonight. Mr. Darrion Cockrell, also known as Mr. DC. What's going on, Mr. DC?
How you doing? I'm doing all right. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you so much. Your energy is already contagious. I love the smile. I love the happiness. You've been listening to some of this show, haven't you?
I have been. I want to get in on these relationship talks too. I'm a married man, so I got a little bit of insight. So yeah.
I said I want to ask you something about that. So you are not. Yes, we are definitely. I want to talk to you about that too. There and it's Mr. DC. Can I call you Mr. DC, or do you prefer your first name?
Yes, absolutely, Mr. DC.
Okay, so Mr. DC, you're a father, you're a married man, and I do want to definitely talk to you about relationships, because I think that's what a lot of the family units are missing. Is just people. We're going to talk about that in a minute, okay? We're going to talk about that. I'm not going to let you leave without us talking about relationships.
That's okay.
But I want to know, let's talk about who you are. Now, you're St. Louis area. Are you in Creve Coeur now or Chesterfield?
Right now, I'm actually in Baldwin, which is not like 5 minutes from Chesterfield.
Okay. So I have some experience with 55 to 70, I-70, going into Highway 54. I went to Lincoln University, so Missouri is yeah. So I was excited to get a chance to know you. But let's talk about relationship-wise, because yours is coming from a family perspective. Take us back to a young Mr. DC growing up in St. Louis. How were you?
Growing up in St. Louis, especially in the 90s, it was tough. I think for any black kid living in the inner city, just because it was just so much crime, so much violence. Drugs had a huge hold on a lot of different families and things like that. And for mine in particularly, my mom, she was struggling with her addiction to crack. My father, I lost him at a young age when I was 4 years old, through gun violence and, drug violence and things like that. And with, a lot of young people being raised by their, grandparents because their parents were kids as well. I think it was just really tough. And, it was just my grandmother and it was myself and my 5 siblings. So there was only so much my grandmother could do for us. I mean, she did everything that she could, but you need to understand that in the environment where I was raised, there was a huge lack of opportunity and resources for her to even do anything more than what she could do to help us.
Yeah.
So I think, when as a young man and you see your grandmother with this huge burden on her shoulders, you want to try to do what you can to help her and make things easier for her. Even though she didn't want us doing that, we just felt like as men of our household that we needed to do that. And unfortunately, it caused us to do stuff that we shouldn't have been doing at the age at which we were doing it. So, getting involved in gangs and trying to make fast money and things like that to put food on the table and make sure that our lights were on and things like that, because education was important. But when you lived in our environment, it was like, okay, do I need to focus on his homework or do I need to focus on what I want to be eating tonight? Because at the end of the day, I got to eat, so.
Trying to, like we always said, you're trying to get the bag, but basically you were trying to get the bag for survival. It became a means of survival.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
And
yes, ma'am.
Did your grandmother ever find out that you were running with that type of crew?
I think she knew, but she didn't know the depth of it.
Yeah. How deep did you get, Mr. DC? What would you say?
I mean, it was pretty deep. I mean, it got to the point where, I couldn't even do, like, for example, if my grandmother was like, Darrion, can you and Lynn go to the store for me? I couldn't even go to the grocery store because the grocery store was in a neighborhood where if I would have went over there, somebody could have killed us.
Wow.
Or, I couldn't do certain things because people knew who I was in the neighborhood where I was from. Or, I had to do things like rob people or break into cars and ride in stolen cars, or just to fit in my life or be put in a predicament where I'm either going to kill this person or they're going to kill me. So, I mean, I'm not proud of that stuff, but at the end of the day, I wouldn't change anything because it's definitely helped build me into the person I am today.
And as I listened to your story, as I read about your story, the first thing that came to mind, because what was that moment that changed for you? What was that moment when it changed? And how old were you?
That moment didn't change for me until I was 13, and it didn't change until I was taken out of the environment where I stayed every day. And once I was taken out of their environment, it allowed me to kind of, reevaluate my life and see something else other than the stuff that I was seeing every day. So the drug dealers and the killings and the police violence and all that stuff. Once I was removed from that environment, I was put into a boys' home, and I was able to reevaluate my life and see the potential and see there was other thing else in life than what I was going through. It made me realize, okay, I need to do something else because this is not the end all be all.
Now, Mr. DC, Darrion, when you were put into the boys' home, what caused that? How did you even get into the boys' home? Did you get arrested?
So I was put into a boys' home because even though my grandmother had custody of us, we were still like a ward of the state. So she had legal custody of us, but the state still kind of had, legal rights over us as well. Because my grandmother became our foster parent.
Okay.
Because our mother couldn't take care of us. But what happened was I was going to middle school and I, built a relationship with my counselor. And every day when I was coming to school crying, I was telling her about my problems at home and I was hungry or needed this or needed that. She was taking all that information and going back to my social worker and telling her.
Wow.
And it got to the point where one day I came to school and my social worker was like, "You're not going back home." And I didn't know it at the time, but they tried to put me into this military boot camp with my older brother because they tried to take myself and my older brother because we were the oldest. And they figured if we get them out of the house, because they're closer to, going on the wrong side of the tracks anyway, and then maybe my grandmother would have a better chance of taking care of my other siblings.
Okay.
Now, unfortunately, they ended up taking my brother and putting him into that boot camp. But fortunately for me, my counselor, my principal, and a few teachers went to court on my behalf to keep me in the suburbs, and they put me in the boys' home, which was less than a mile from my middle school. And my counselor got like a legal guardianship of me where she was able to pick me up from the boys' home, take me to school every day, take me back to the boys' home. She was pretty much like my mom, especially during those commutes and her and I getting closer and things like that. So she made it to where I didn't go to that boot camp, but she made it to where I was in that boys' home. And even though I was out of my environment, I still had that foundation that was built in that school, those teachers and that support system.
Look at that. And well, I don't like to put religion on people because I don't know beliefs, but God had his hand on your life,
God is good. Let's just say that. He has a plan, and even though sometimes you feel like you don't know what that plan is, you got to trust in him and use that belief and know that, he's going to lead you in the right direction. And so far, he's been doing a good job with me.
And when coming from the boys' home, Mr. DC, you started you played sports like a lot of young men do.
Yes, ma'am.
So football became your thing. How did you and your coach become like cool people, if you will? And tell us about that relationship.
I had already had a relationship, a little bit of a relationship with his son. So my foster dad, him and my mom, they couldn't have kids. So they adopted 2 kids from Brazil when they were babies.
Okay.
And one of those kids, he was my age. His name was Matt. And him and I were already just kind of close because we were in the same grade and going to the same school like that. And then that summer before 8th grade, while I was in the boys' home, I started playing football. And even though I had already kind of had established a friendship with Matt, his father was the coach, one of the coaches on the team. And he realized that a lot of times I was late being picked up by the boys' home, or I couldn't do certain activities outside of the football practice or games because legally the boys' home and the state wouldn't allow me to do that because my counselor wasn't with me or I didn't have someone, from the boys' home to take me. So my coach, knowing that, he was like, you know what, we're going to try to go to court to see if we can get some kind of a guardianship, hangout, something where he can do stuff with the football team and maybe even join us on the weekends. Okay. So once he got that established, I was able to do more stuff with the football team, which allowed me to do more things with them. And then once the football season was over, I was still going to hang out with them at their house. And that turned into me not even going over there to hang out with their son. I was just happy to be around a group of people who I felt like was a family because I never really had that before.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
then, after...
Go ahead, Darrion.
I'm sorry.
No, this is interesting. Go ahead. I'm here. I'm with you.
After a few months of going over there and, being able to spend the night and things like that, one morning they just asked me, Darrion, do you want to live with us? I'm like, heck yeah, I want to live with you guys.
Yeah.
And, we went through everything else that was necessary for me to be out of that boys' home and living with them. So, yeah.
Darrion, listen to this, and this again, and I will keep saying it now. Where's your brother, and are you still keeping in touch with your brother while you all were younger when he's at the boot camp? Did you ever write him or anything, or? How did
So I was I mean, at the time when I was a kid, I didn't really know exactly where he was, so I wasn't able to write him. But he was only there for about, I want to say 6 months maybe. And the unfortunate thing about that is I don't see, when it comes to the state and the things that they were thinking about and doing and the effect they're trying to help families, I don't think they were thinking about that correctly because, yeah, they moved him out of the environment and they put him into his military boot camp. But at the end of the day, he came back to that same situation. So he got back involved into the same things that he was already doing. So it didn't really help. It was just, it was dumb, to be honest with you. And unfortunately, you know, he's doing a lot of those same things that he was doing, you know, 15, 16 years ago when I was still living there.
Is it still happening now?
Unfortunately, yes. But I mean, when you're living in an environment, you have to do what you have to do. So,
you know, and this is important to talk about, Darrion, as we go into 2021 and perspectives and changing, but at the same time, environments do matter. Environment, they matter. And you, my brother, were blessed to get out of it and see different things. I always say that me growing up and seeing, you know, because I come from middle class, but I was friends with a lot of upper class people, Black people, and it was good to see it. It was good to see what I could be, because if you don't get a chance to aspire and see, you saw family. And that right there is something that you didn't get a chance to see. And I know in the boys' home, it was like a regimented thing, you know, get up, you know. Yeah. So you really, that's not a family environment either. But in order to.
That was huge for me because I never had that structure. I never had that routine. And I never had that, you know, those people in my lives motivating me to do something other than bad things I was seeing every day. Because you could be somebody in the hood selling drugs and doing this and doing that and telling me, oh, DC, don't do this, man. But the fact that I'm watching you do this every day, I'm going to do as I see, not as you're telling me not to do. You know what I mean? So
I love that. And what is something that parents would always say? Do as I say, not as I do. That was some of the most backward stuff we could have heard growing up. What you mean? I'm watching you. I'm going to do what you're doing. So
exactly.
But when your football coach, when they asked you that, do I want to stay with you? And all of this happened. And as we look at your story, you know, you can't help but think about Sandra Bullock in The Blind Side. You can't help but think about that. I know you're not. You're not that. But does that kind of remind? What did you think about that? Do you kind of put yourself in that?
Oh, 100%. When that movie came out, you know, my parents and I were the first ones in the movie theaters to see that movie, and it was so funny because I used to always joke with my dad about it. I'm like, y'all a white family that adopted me, but you didn't help me get to the NFL. What happened? This ain't The Blind Side. What side were we on?
Right. We ain't on the NFL side, y'all. No, but seriously.
Yeah.
but growing up DC, you know, with the white family, and you being, you know, you came from the hood. How was that as an adjustment with you being?
I think for me, it was an easy transition. I mean, the biggest thing was just being used to living with white people and just, you know, understanding the different way the way they went about things, and just the things that were important to them that was never a source of importance for me. And I think the thing that I took advantage of the most was knowing where I came from, knowing I didn't want to go back to that, and knowing that any resource or opportunity that was positive that came my way, I took full advantage of it. Now, unfortunately, the two kids that they had, because they grew up with, you know, I don't want to say a silver spoon, but they grew up and they've never had to worry about anything. And they never knew or realized the importance of the stuff that their parents were providing for them. And I think because of that, it didn't really allow them to thrive as much as they probably should have, because they just took it for granted.
And, you know, and that's important to note. And I'm glad that you're being very transparent about that, because what it did with you was just like, okay, I know where I came from and I ain't forget where I came from. And I know I don't want to go back to that. So what can I do to make my life better? And, you know, and you did that. So you went away, you went to college. Did you have NFL dreams, though? Even though you didn't, you know, we didn't do it.
Man, I had NFL dreams. I went to college in Decatur, Illinois first, which is not too far from Chicago.
Sure, exactly.
And I went to Millikan University for 2 years, and I played football, but I tore my shoulder up, and I came back home to UMSL and finished out.
Okay, shout out to UMSL. And for those of you who are wondering, that is the University of Missouri in St. Louis, UMSL. Shout out to UMSL, though. So you came back home, you got your degree, but you decided to give back to what gave back to you in the form of education.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
I did. I mean, it was full circle. I feel like I had to, you know. I felt like, the Lord put me in a position. He blessed me to make it out of the situation I was in. And I think with my attitude, my positivity, and my energy, being a PE teacher and just being able to touch all these kids and these families and build community, especially, within the school where I live or where I work in that community, it's been a huge blessing for me and those kids and those families.
Now, Mr. DC, and you're a dad now, father, and a husband. You've really attained a lot in life. We cannot forget, and I know these are times, and being from a mixed culture family. How did you all embrace this year? How did you all have the conversations? Did you lead the conversations this year in the midst of everything going on in our society?
It was just crazy. I think the biggest thing that I had to make sure that, myself, my family, and my students and those families realized was just mental stability. Me as a PE teacher, I'm always talking about just having a healthy heart and, making sure you're making healthy choices and things like that. But at the end of the day, if you're not mentally there, if your mind isn't there, and then you can't, build yourself up. Otherwise, you got to have the mental stability first. And then once you get that, you can work everything else out. And I think that was our main focus, especially when all this stuff happened, because at the end of the day, we just had to make sure that these kids were in a good place where they can still, enjoy the resources and opportunities that we were providing for them.
And Mr. DC, I love that. And then even with, because we not only had COVID, but the whole racism disease that reared its ugly head again this year. And you were in the area of the Mike Brown and everything. So
can I just say something really quickly?
Yes, go ahead. Yes.
And I don't mean to cut you off.
It's okay.
You just said Mike Brown. What was the name of that officer?
Lord, forgive me.
Do you remember his name?
I forget this because I don't want to remember. But what was his name?
Girl, how you gonna forget his name?
I'm sorry, DC. I should know.
I just forgot his name too all of a sudden. But
oh man, okay, let me Google it. Both of us over here.
Real quick.
Because I remember Chicago with Laquan.
Yeah, I got a story about that.
Okay.
So just think about this for a second.
Darren Wilson.
Yes, Darrion Wilson.
Yeah.
So it's the midst of everything that's going on right now. And obviously every black person, in the world, especially in St. Louis, like, if I ever seen this officer or anything like that, I would do this, I would do that, and yada, yada, yada. So my first day of school, guess who the first parent was that I met?
Not his wife, was it? Or was it him?
It was him.
Are you serious?
It was him. I swear.
Ooh,
and it was so crazy because
gotta chill.
I know. And I'm like, and the crazy thing about it is, leading up to this, not even knowing his kid would be a student at my school, even though they're not anymore. I'm thinking of all the bad things I would do to him just because I was just so angry and frustrated with everything.
Yeah, as a black man,
Yes. So I'm at school, I'm meeting all the parents and things like that. And my principal kept giving me this look like she knows something's going on or she sees somebody. And I'm looking at her like, I know it's my first day, but is she just nervous that I'm not, going to have energy? I'm not going to know how to, introduce myself to people. She kept looking at me. And then I see this man walking towards me and I'm like, why does this dude look so familiar?
Oh my God.
Then he comes up to me. He introduces himself. Here's my son. He's excited to have you as a teacher, yada, 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 yada. And it still didn't hit me. And then after he left, that's when my principal came up to me and she was like, do you know who that was? And I'm like, holy cow. That's who that was.
Oh my God.
And it was just weird because I just had a different relationship with him, a professional relationship that I had to, keep, especially for my job. But it was just crazy because whenever he seen me, he always went out of his way just to be nice and just to tell me how much he respected me and how much he appreciated me and the relationships that I was building with not only his family, but with his son anyways. Because I think it was a situation where he probably felt like, any black man that comes in contact with my family or my son especially, it will never be a good thing for them. But I think with me, it was, and maybe they gave him some hope and some inspiration, but it was just crazy how that happened to me.
DC, what did you do? Did you have to pray? I want to know, did you have to pray to God and you're in your closet, in the coat room?
I did. And you know what's crazy? There was even a time where I walked back to my gym and it was just him and I in there together, just him and me. And I could have done anything, but it was weird because he was waiting for me in my office or, in my gym. He was like, and I guess it was their last week of school. And he just came to me just like, you know what? Just thank you so much for just being great with my kid. And we're going to miss you. We're moving, blah, 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 this and that. And that was it. But it was just like,
I'm getting chills as you talk to me about this because
It was just crazy because you're seeing all this stuff on TV,
Yeah.
in the news and everything, and people mad, upset, people rioting, all this stuff. My brother lived, 2 blocks away from where all this stuff took place, and they're mad and upset. But then I got this personal relationship with this guy, and these people aren't seeing the sides that I'm seeing, but I'm also seeing the other stuff that people are saying. And I don't even know how to put 2 and 2 together. It was crazy.
how did that deal with you, like mentally? Have you still? Because I see it still hit you a little bit. Like it's crazy, but you got through it. Did you have to go through some therapy for it?
So I think it's one of those things that it really taught me that, preconceived notions is the devil. Mm-hmm. And even though there's a lot of stuff going on in the media, there's a lot of things going on in life that you cannot judge anyone based off of information you get until you actually get to know that person and understand them for yourself, no matter what the situation may be. And I also truly believe that, as hard as it may be, everyone needs a second chance, sometimes a third and a fourth chance.
Yeah.
Everyone just needs a chance, period. And there's been different situations in my life where someone could have just rid me off because of the stuff that happened in my past. And I felt like, the Lord gave me another opportunity to do something right in life, and why not give this man an opportunity, to just have a good relationship with another man of an opposite race of people who don't even like him right now.
Yeah, they ain't like him. They hated him. Yeah.
I mean, you got to keep it 100. Yeah, they hated him.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know, man. I just want that to be something where, when my son gets older and things like that occur, I don't want him to go into life or going into meeting people with those preconceived notions. I want him to get to know people, for the content of their character and get to know them personally before you judge anyone, because at the end of the day, everyone needs a chance, and I think you need to get to know people before you judge them.
DC, I didn't think we was
or their situation.
Or the situation, exactly. DC, I didn't think we were going to go down that road, but I'm grateful that you did say that because somebody needs to hear that tonight. I think that was nothing but the Holy Spirit of God. Oh, Jesus.
Amen.
Man, you had to look at Darren Wilson. Okay. Yeah, we just going because, hey, that's just like even now with everything that happened with again, we were hit with, the Mr. Floyd stuff this year. So it's just so much. But I want to commend you for being an example because you could have did anything. Like you could have did anything up in that gym. Mm-hmm. And you a strong brother. Physical fitness is your thing. So you could have did anything. But I'm grateful for people like you, DC, because that is what has led you to where you are today. Did you ever think that little DC growing up in St. Louis, 13, 14-year-old you, that you would be recognized by the state, brother? You on the state website as the teacher of the year from Missouri.
Heck no.
Man.
Even now, it's hard to even believe. Even now, I still because you need to understand, if you go talk to one of my students, to one of my parents, you go talk to my wife, they gonna tell you I'm crazy. And and I don't think that is that I'm crazy. I'm just super passionate about what I do. Mm-hmm. And I love what I do. And every day that I go into work with a smile on my face and with this energy is because I know what I've gone through in life. And I'm just so appreciative of just having a job that I truly love and I truly enjoy being at every day. And I get paid for doing something that I just truly love doing. Mm. And I'm alive. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people in my life who are not alive. I've lost brothers. I've lost friends. I lost family members, and they're not alive to enjoy this. So as long as I'm alive and I'm breathing, I'm going to take every ounce of my energy to be positive and push that on other people and try to inspire them the best way I can. Because at the end of the day, it's all about just making the next person better and then you just being better than who you were yesterday.
Man, I really appreciate that. You done brought some joy to my life. Like this we're in the last Monday. Yes, the last Monday of 2020. And honestly, DC, I didn't think, as I read on you, I'm like, he ain't gonna call. And me being whack, because I'm such a person of speaking things into existence. But I'm like, he too busy. He done been on Good Morning America. He doing this, he doing that. He ain't got time to call, Samantha in Chicago. But this is, and by being on iHeartRadio and people getting a chance to listen to it, I was so honored when you said yes. So just know that coming from a sister here in Chicago to you, brother, I really, man, this made my evening to hear from you. And now, like you said, being named the 2021 Teacher of the Year, you're getting ready to go into this new year with these accolades. Another accolade that you have is being a husband and a father.
Yes.
When did you marry your wife? That's number one. How did you know? I told you I was gonna get us into this conversation. What's your wife's name?
So my wife, her name is Kim. You know what? Can I just say thank you? of all these interviews and all this stuff, you're the first person that's allowed me to talk about my wife. Aww. And she is the rock. She is the foundation of my family. So thank you for allowing me to talk about her because she is my queen. But my wife, her name is Kimberly Cockrell.
Hey, Kimberly. So tell Kimberly, I believe in woman power. I believe in it because we are like the backbones. And I respect us as women. So, of course, we're going to talk about that. So how did you know Kimberly was the one? Where'd y'all meet? I want to know all the deets. Give me the deets.
So we met through friends.
Okay.
And it's funny because the first time I met her, we were out at a friend's house and we went out to this little club in St. Louis, and I seen her dancing. Oh. And at the time, I didn't know she was on a dance team, so I didn't know. I'm like, dang, this girl can move.
Yes.
Like, she can dance. So I was just already attracted. Oh. So after that night, that's when Facebook was kind of starting to pop. And I got it on Facebook. I sent her a message. I sent her my number. I'm like, hey,
you slid in the DM.
I met you tonight.
Yeah.
I slid in the DM. I'm like, I met you tonight. Here's my number. You know, we should link up next time you come back into town because she was going to school in Kansas City. But she never replied back to me. I'm like, man, this girl, look at her. So I tried to send her a message again, and she still played me. I'm like, all right, whatever. And then just randomly, it was like Christmas break. I received a text message like, this is Kim. I'm like, oh, snap, this is Kim.
Uh-huh.
All right, we about to link up. So we ended up going out. It was myself, my friend, her, and her friend. And the funny thing is, I had more in common with her friend. So I'm talking to her friend like, oh, she's a teacher. I want to be a teacher. And, we, talking and, whatever. And I think she kind of felt that, so they left.
And let me tell you, DC, quit playing, DC. You didn't went. Now, you know what you went out for. But go ahead. She won't admit this, but what? Because this is getting good.
She won't admit that that's why they left. But I know she left because she felt like, okay, his energy is more towards my friend.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and shake. So they ended up leaving, and then I ended up texting her like, where y'all going? I'm like, she was like, well, we're going to another party, but we could probably hang out later. We ended up hanging out later. But what made me know that she was probably one was, first of all, we didn't know each other that well. Mm-hmm. And Christmas break was almost over, and I had to go back up to school to get ready for my classes, sign up for my classes and things like that. With me being just, lazy and whatever, that wasn't a priority of mine at the time. But she was like, okay, you need to go up to school and sign up for your classes. Oh. And let I tell you, we weren't even that close. She went with me up to UMSU, made sure I signed up for my classes and did everything. And I'm like, this girl, I don't know if she's crazy or what, but I think right then and there I knew like, okay, this is somebody to have in my life because the fact that education is so important to her. And she don't even know me all that well. She wants me to be a better person. She knows that education is going to allow me to do that. God is sending, he's putting her in my life for a reason, and I'm so glad that I stuck with her. And she's been with me through thick and thin. She's been my rock, and she puts up with me, the highs and the lows, and I couldn't think of a better person to be spending the rest of my life with.
Let me tell you something. You wanted to be an educator, but Kimberly schooled you. That's what happened.
She schooled me.
She schooled you. I love it. See, but Kimberly, she knew how to sow into you. She inspired you to be better.
Yes.
So the inspiration was there. And that's what we were talking about. So many people lead in DC like with what we have, what we can do and what this and that and how many ABCD PhDs we got. But those little things like her telling you to go register for classes, that took you to another level of inspiration. Like,
yes. Yeah.
There you go. Inspiration.
And she stayed with me. She said, we can't get engaged until you graduate from college. You know that, right? I'm like, okay. So she was on me. Her family was on me. I mean, they were definitely a guiding light in my educational journey. So,
well, DC, how many? And you all have your parents too. How many is? I know you got a son. Tell me about your kids.
My son, Dawson Cockrell, he's 3 years old, going on 15.
Yes.
This little boy has so much energy. I mean, he is so athletic. He is so mature for his age. He is He's 3 years old, and he's 90 percentile in everything. Height, weight, attitude, energy. This boy is just the highlight of my life. And right now he's really into like Michael Myers and Jason.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
What is that from?
He loves his bad guys.
Like you say, 3 going on 15.
3 going on 15. I was asleep on the couch the other day because I couldn't sleep, and I lay down on the couch. And he came out of his bedroom at 6:30 in the morning with a Michael Myers mask on. He didn't even know I was on the couch, but he just looking in the mirror at himself. and all I see is a big old nappy Michael Myers head.
I would have did you jump because I'd have been like, hey, well, who and what? But it's like a miniature person. Somebody that's 2 feet, so you know who it was. But
I knew who it was, but he is something else. That's my guy, though. He is my mini-me for sure.
Oh, okay. So that's Mr. Dawson holds the fort down for kids right now.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Well, shout out to Kimberly and Dawson and you, DC, doing your thing as amazing parents and husband and wife team. Have you, and a couple of last questions as we wrap up, because you really have inspired me tonight just to love other people, because I didn't know we were going to talk about that story. But how is your biological family? Are you still in touch with any of them in any kind of way?
I am. So, unfortunately, I lost my grandmother in 2012. My mom, she's having some mental health issues right now and some other things going on. But I think, when you've been doing drugs for that long, eventually, it's going to catch up with you. And I think right now it's starting to do that. So I'm trying to do what I can to kind of support her and be there for her. And then most importantly, especially with my story coming out the way it is and everything like that, I had to just let her know, like, Mom, I'm talking about all this stuff, but I don't want you to think that I'm upset with you or I'm mad about what happened in our past. It is what it is. It happened. But I wanted people to hear my stories so they know that no matter what's going on in your life, you can make it out of that situation. And I didn't want her to think that I was just dogging her, because at the end of the day, it's not about that. It's just about my story. And, she was a huge part of that, whether it's good or bad. So, but I think it's good because it's helped me be the person I am today. And it's made me a lot stronger than I probably would have ever been had those things not happened to me.
I love that you are still loving on your mother. I love that.
I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to. My brother, so my mom had 6 kids. So I have my oldest brother, Lynn. He's still alive. He's well. He's in the city, doing the best he can in their environment. The next brother under me, unfortunately, was murdered my senior year in high school. He was only 16 years old. My youngest brother, Patrick, unfortunately, he's on house arrest for some stuff that he got into, but we're trying to figure that situation out, and hopefully we can get through that. And then I have 2 sisters who they're thriving. They're doing a good job, and I'm very proud of them. So shout out to my brothers and sisters and all my family and friends in the Lou.
I love that. In the Lou. Shout out there. You from the Lou and you proud, like Nelly said.
I'm from the Lou and I'm proud. From the Lou and I'm proud. Hey, and shout out to Chance the Rapper, because he hooked the brother up 7 months ago. So, yeah. Chi-Town represent.
Thank you for the Chicago love. Yes, because there's a connection with the Box Tops for Education. Y'all know, y'all see it on the cereal boxes. You actually got the Spotlight Award presented by Chance.
I don't know how he found me. Wow. I don't know, but before even I was state teacher of the year, when I was just teacher of the year for my school district, they found me through the internet and the stuff I was doing with my kids, doing this virtual learning. And when I found out that he wanted to nominate me for that award, it was just crazy. And just, kind of getting on his little IG live with him and talking with him and vibing with him, it just felt so natural and just so cool. Like, I couldn't be so thankful for that, that the stuff that he gave to me and my students, and it allowed me to share that with other teachers in our school district as well.
Man, DC, listen, you family now. I done followed you on social media. We got to keep up with each other. I wanted to go live with you on social, but we got to cut it short. And I'm sad because I feel like you my cousin. We didn't get to talk. Tell Kimberly, I think she's a beautiful woman. So beautiful. And she got she's still dancing. That's what I want to. She's still dancing a little bit. Got the move still. I want to know. Can Kimberly still cut a rug?
Not like I think we went out and she, the right song came on. She can move, but she don't really, she's more of a mom now, so she ain't out there trying to dance no more. You know how it is.
She can dance for you, though. That's all. Just dance for you.
Hey, keep it on the air.
Yes. Slide in the DMs. If you slid in the DMs, you got you the beautiful woman that you. I'm so happy for you, DC. Hey, like, seriously.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, like I said, we family now. If you notice somebody liking your stuff on Insta, that's your sister Samantha here in Chicago. When you come here, please come to the studio. Hang out with us, please. You got to come to Chicago.
I would love to. I would absolutely love to. We go up there, a few times every year because we got friends that live in the shop, so for sure.
Well, listen, I will connect with you because this is a Black and Woman on station here in Chicago, and I would love to have you in the building, brother, to just be in the midst. Yeah. So please, let's stay in touch. You're welcome, DC.
I will.
My man, my brother, Teacher of the Year, 2021, Missouri Teacher of the Year. Keep inspiring, okay?
Thank you so much. I will. Thank you. You're amazing.
Oh, thank you. Have a good evening, brother.
You take care.
All right, you're listening to the Talk of Chicago 1690 WVON. If that did not inspire you, Delvin,
Wow.
he got to come to the studio.
For real, that positive energy has got to come and permeate through these walls right here.
Like legit it does.
For real, I need that in the carpet, so when I walk around here, I'm walking on his energy. Yes.
Yeah, like walking on energy.
That is so, that's so amazing. So amazing.
He was so dope. Okay.
I mean, there's some things you just get, I'm literally speechless.
I am too.
I don't know. I just need, if he's coming to Chicago, whenever he gets to Chicago, he's got to come over here.
Yeah.
We got to schedule that whole thing. We got to plan it, everything, because he needs to be in this building.
Like for real, Dale. Like he needs to be in this building.
Yeah.
He has been on Good Morning America, like I said, Tamron Hall show. He's been honored, like he said, with this Chance the Rapper. Shout out to Ashia for putting that in the notes as well, because in him mentioning that's the Chicago tie. Y'all know them box tops for education. We see him on all the cereal. This brother won that award, and thank y'all so much, Facebook Live, for checking in. Saying that y'all, my girl Tiger Lily is checking in. My sister has kept up with me since my early days being on this show, and I want to thank you, sister, seriously. But back to DC, man, that story inspired me. That's so like The Blind Side.
Yeah.
Adopted into a white family.
Yeah.
But he never forgot who he was. He's still loving on his mama to this day.
To this day. To this day. That's good stuff. He needs to come on. When you coming? You coming tomorrow?
Man.
Come on up here.
Please, I'm gonna keep in touch.
You coming
with
Friday?
him.
You coming for the New Year? Come on up here. We'll make a show for you.
We will make a show for him, because that's the type of stories that we need to hear.
Yes.
Those are the type of stories that we need to hear, and I'm trying not to. I'm tearing up.
Don't tear up. We got electronic stuff over
And we
there.
got an amazing guest in the building tonight, y'all. Have no idea. I told DC I was honored to talk to him. Y'all, my next guest, I've been waiting to talk to her for some years now. And y'all, she ain't looking a day over 30. Let me tell y'all. My next guest has pioneered the vegan game before vegan became a thing. Y'all know vegan is a thing now.
It's a thing.
It's a thing now. But this woman was on the forefront. I call her Chicago's own vegan pioneer. Miss Karyn Calabrese is in the building, y'all. I cannot wait to talk to her. Y'all, she got some great stuff telling us how to look, feel, and stay good throughout your years of life. We'll be back with my girl Karyn Calabrese on the Talk of Chicago 1690 WVON. You're listening to the Talk of Chicago 1690 WVON. It's your girl Samantha Thomas with you on this Motivation Monday. Make it happen Monday. Y'all, listen, last Monday of 2020 Monday. And it is Move Your Body Monday. Make Better Choices Monday. Lord Jesus, quit playing Monday. And y'all, I am so excited tonight. My next guest is a mover and shaker. And y'all, still one of the most highest revered women when it comes to the vegan culture. Oh, when you speak of the vegan culture in Chicago, you can't help but mention my next guest's name. In the studio with me tonight, looking amazing. Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Samantha.
Radiant energy. Like, I'm not just saying this because I'm not just gonna say it.
Well,
get credit where it's due.
But here's the deal.
What's the deal?
I like to tell people I do it as much for vanity as for health.
Well, honey, let's keep it real. You are so beautiful. Karyn Calabrese is in the studio with me. How you doing, Karyn?
I'm absolutely fabulous. I'm so excited to be here with you. You have to understand, WVON. I'm not just, I listen to it day and night. I've been listening to it since I was in high school. Yeah. Herb Kent, the Cool Gent, was my guy, okay? He was my guy. I loved him so much. Ooh, I loved him so much.
You know what? Herb Kent, we owe a lot to
yes.
Herb. He, I think a lot of people in Chicago, you grew up with him. Herbie Baby, you know, that.
And I did that Battle of
the Band.
I did his show with that a few
times. Who did you have on the battle?
Prince.
And who did he have?
I think, I don't remember.
What you have? Like Prince. You like, I had Prince, so that's all that mattered.
That's right, and I won.
See, you know, I did. They're redoing the battle. Crazy Howard McGee has it on V103 now.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And I got a chance to do it with him probably a couple of months ago. He gave me the Commodores. He had Cool in the Game. So you know, I won. We zoomed right on out of there. But you said Herb Kent is a lot of your.
I mean, from high school, and you know how old I am, right?
You 20.
I mean, he used to come to our high school dances. So WVON is everything to me. I mean, it's been with me for a long time, and it's with me every single day of what I do. You come in my office, WVON is. I wake up in the morning. I'm not just saying.
Yeah.
That. This is so. When you invited me on, I was so excited to.
Well, Karyn, you're gonna make. I'm trying to, tonight now. Okay, we're not doing the crying because I got my lashes. We're not doing this tonight now because we got to keep these on. But you said this, and I know it's true because you said it to me on the phone. Mm-hmm. And I know that you know you mean it. WVON is a big staple of Chicago.
Well, it is.
Yeah.
It's our community. It's everything.
The voice of the nation.
There you go.
Yes.
What you put out is what we listen to.
Well, thank you so much for that, Karyn. I honestly say having you here with me, you have no idea. No idea. Take us back a little bit, Karyn, and because I know you from your restaurant, Karyn's Raw Bistro. That is
right. Well, I actually had the second longest standing raw restaurant in the country.
In the country. Let me cross my leg on that. In the country.
In the country. That's right. And I came to it. I mean, it kind of evolved for me. I never set out to do what I'm doing. I was a model, dancer, actress. I had nothing to do with health or whatever.
Did you go to charm school back in the day?
No, I didn't go to charm school. I got discovered, actually, at an art fair in Hyde Park.
Born and raised in Chicago.
Born and raised Chicago. I grew up in Hyde Park. And I was discovered, so I became a model. I just kind of went with the flow.
Yeah.
And I used to laugh at people like me, anybody eating wheat germ or anything natural. But fortunately and unfortunately, all the women in my family died overweight and very young. And my mom 47 and my grandmother 50. Yeah, they didn't live very long. And I was very sickly.
Okay.
And I think we all know what we need to know. We've just forgotten, and we don't usually have a reason to look for it. You kind of go with the flow of the world, you know? But the reality is we're here to evolve. We're here to evolve into something. And I was fortunate enough to be put on this path. I had terrible skin. I was sick. I had the worst PMS of any woman on the planet.
Wow.
And at 74, I don't know what illness is.
You know, I'm going to have you pull this because I want people to hear your story. So, let's get my girl with her mic. Yes, that's
Is that
perfect.
Better? Okay.
Yep. And that way,
Now I got it. Okay.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So, Karyn, you said that your skin was bad. You weren't feeling good. How old were you experiencing this stuff?
High school. I mean, a teenager.
Yeah.
You know, I was having all these problems. I was constipated all the time, which is why I had the bad skin.
Yeah.
And life was, it wasn't a happy place for me. And my mother introduced me to carrot juice, which, by the way, I don't recommend anybody to start with necessarily. And I started going to the bathroom, and then my skin cleared up, and my PMS went away.
Carrot juice.
Yeah, that's what started me. Well, I was doing living live foods, and I didn't realize. And being a slightly obsessive compulsive person, I was drinking a couple of glasses, and I was going to the bathroom, so I started drinking gallons.
Keeping you clean and flushed. So
and the rest. It just evolved for me. I never started out to do what I'm doing. It was an evolution. And I'm very happy to say at 74 years old, I don't know what illness is. I don't know what tired. I sleep 4.5 hours a night for the past 20 years. I'm never tired. I'm never sick.
Karyn, you say you sleep 4.5 hours. For the girl, and they tell people you need at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep.
Well, here's the deal. You need sleep for the body to repair itself. The less repair work, the less sleep you need. You see, sleep is like death, or you're going into a mode of repairing. Yeah. If you don't have a lot to repair, you don't need a lot of sleep.
Karyn, you're 74 years old.
Yes, ma'am. No Botox, no surgery.
Could you, Jesus? Yeah. We say black don't crack.
I understand, but we get hypertension and diabetes, and we get all the other diseases. Okay.
I keep crossing my leg because this is a cross your leg segment here. You got it, because I'm really okay.
We get everything else, and it doesn't. But we put on excessive weight, and I think you can be big and beautiful, but I also feel that it's letting you know that you're out of balance, and any out of balance is eventually going to show up and give you a major crisis to deal with in your life.
I'm just looking at you. I am so, Karyn.
Oh, come on.
You are a testament to what we can do when we get our self.
Well, this is the reason I haven't done Botox, aside from the fact I'm terrified of doctors, but I haven't done surgery or Botox or fillers is because, and I won't say I won't do it by 90. I may feel at 90 I may to do it.
A little bone. Yeah, a little bone.
But I'm trying to, I want to be a testament to see how far I can go, to see what's going to happen. And I don't have a problem with anybody choosing to do any of those. God bless you. I just want to say, hey, there's another way maybe we can go.
You are... I don't even know what to say, Dean. I met the significant other, and he's 77.
Yeah.
How the heck?
And he smokes cigarettes.
But he got a woman by him that's helping
That's
him,
taking care of him and giving him the right things. And yeah, absolutely.
Karyn, help us. Help us.
Well, you shared with me a little bit. You've started.
I've started some work. Yeah.
And you know what? It's a journey. You don't go from A to Z overnight.
Yeah.
It's a process. And as long as you allow yourself the process with intentions and with not putting a ceiling on where you're going to go. We're not here to get a label. We're not here to make a lot of money. We're not here to be famous on Instagram. We're here to evolve.
I love you. I love it. Facebook Live is loving you too. Just so you know,
you.
they are giving all kinds of. They said Karyn is the raw bomb. Look at that. They're loving you. I love Karyn. Karyn looks awesome to be in her 70s, beautiful 74.
I wish I could see mine like yours.
You know what? Somebody here. OMG! I didn't know that this was this Karyn who owned the bistro. Got much respect for her. They are loving you.
Oh, thank you.
So
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Now, Karyn, you said you started with carrot juice, as a teen.
Yeah, and I didn't know any, because it's way too much natural sugar. When I work with people, one-on-one. We have a wellness spa, and I see people all over the world, actually. But I never start anybody off on carrot juice.
Okay.
What I do, though, for people who don't want to be involved in any of this is we do start them off with delicious raw food, with desserts. And I brought you some today. We're not going to dive in yet, but,
Woo-hoo, y'all.
I did bring you some desserts to have. But it's as long as you don't look for a ceiling, like I've got this label, I'm done. I mean, I'm 100% vegan for over 50 years now. Raw food, 99.9, probably about close to 40 years now. And I still don't have a ceiling with where I am. My new thing is, because I had a few challenges over the past 3-4 years, and I kind of let my sugar intake take over for emotional reasons. And when I say sugar, I'm not talking about white sugar. And by the way, Domino sugar is not even vegan. They put it through fish gills or something.
So don't eat the Domino
sugar if you're vegan.
If you're vegan. Good to know.
Okay.
Give you tips over here.
But what was I saying?
You said that you had went through a thing when you let sugar take over.
Oh, yes. I let sugar take over. And I was eating way more. So I'm going through a 6-month period of bringing the sugar down and out, where the only thing I'll be eating will be tomatoes and red pepper. Not even fruit.
Okay.
The amount of fruit that most people eat is way out of balance, too.
Fruit got a lot of sugar, doesn't it?
Natural sugar, yes, but if you've had a lifetime of the other sugar, when you get to the natural sugar, that can even be too much and kind of take you over the top on a consistent basis. So I do recommend that people go through little periods, and we do little sugar challenge classes on my website every so often.
I need to do a sugar challenge. I like sweets.
Yeah, and the thing of it is, if you've been making a transition in your life and diet, go for it. You see, because we need that emotional makeup. Think about it. When you were a kid and your mom wanted to shut you up, you shove sugar. You give them something sweet to eat, right? So we're used to that for that emotional kind of hug, and we look to it. So if you're giving up major things like meat, fish, chicken, and dairy, then go for the fruit and sugar initially. Then you should, because it will but then gradually you have to think about, okay, well, maybe I'm doing a little bit too much of this, which I can say I did for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm weaning myself.
I like how you're being transparent about it.
You
gotta have the sweets.
Well, how can I be an example if I don't tell the truth of everything I've ever done?
Karyn, I love it, and like you said, at one point you were leading the country in the raw vegan thing. Now, you were ahead of the curve, my girlfriend, because vegan it has become, as we know, it's a thing now.
Yeah, it's the word.
Yes. How did you get yourself like?
Girl, it was so hard.
Yeah.
Well, it was. I didn't realize it, but first of all, my first restaurant, people used to walk by and stick their fingers down their throat.
At your restaurant?
Right, because I said raw vegan food, and people went, And then Miss Oprah had me on a few times, and that kind of changed. But prior to that, I was just the person you never invited to dinner, or that weird woman, or whatever. And people really thought I was strange. In fact, the police even hung out at my first restaurant. They thought, what was I doing, going grass and stuff in the basement?
Really?
Yeah. They made it very challenging. The city did too, even for.
Oh wow!
Because they didn't know how to categorize me as a restaurant. So it was unique in the beginning.
You were in was it the river? What area were you in?
My first restaurant was up on Lincoln Avenue. It was on Lincoln Avenue. It was an old burnt-out building I took over. It was really interesting.
Yeah.
And then I moved to Halstead, and then I had another place in River North. Karyn's cooked.
River North, yeah. Really? Karyn's cooked. I remember Karyn's cooked. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting all excited.
Yeah, no. Well, the thing of it is, it's wonderful to be raw, but I'd like people to give up the animals first and then go to raw. You know, it makes, allow the journey, find little bridges to cross to get yourself there. You don't go from A to Z. And the people who say they do, they either got to stick up their butt and, they're like that rigid with life in general.
Girl, thank you. Keep it real. Because, they're saying that they went from this to this and stop. I like gradual.
Well, it's more lasting. You find bridges to cross. This is what's going to happen. You don't get angry about where you are and what you can't have and what you can't do. And I even tell people when I have my lectures, I have a free information coming up, by the way, January 3rd.
Okay.
Where people can ask me all the questions they want, and I will talk about a lot of what I'm talking about here today. But, you need the commercial over and over again to get it. They don't show you one commercial on TV and expect you to get it. They show it to you over and over again. So people looking to make lifestyle changes, any place you can jump in and get reinforced, you need to do it.
Yeah.
So I have a free information on January 3rd, I think it is.
January 3rd, yes.
Yeah, coming up.
And people can, is it going to be virtual?
It's going to be Zoom, live, Facebook,
nice.
all of them, yeah. So wherever you want to join in.
And where can they register for that, Karyn?
At shopkaryn.com. And Karyn is spelled Karyn.
Y'all don't be saying we didn't tell y'all it's Karyn, but she said it. No, it's
and we don't want to be Karyn right now anyway, that Karyn.
Oh, Lord. Girl, did you hear about the new Karyn in New York at the hotel? Did you hear about saying somebody stole her iPhone and it was a famous jazz musician's son? This is some new stuff.
I know it's not so popular, but I'm YN, folks, not EN. I'm YN, okay?
Like, don't play with me for the 2020. You are not the bird watcher. No, you are Karyn Calabrese. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, of course. So you got the informational coming up where people, they can ask you questions.
They can ask questions and bring their stories too if they need to. And, I cover just about everything about a good way to transition. It's all about finding the transition for yourself.
And this is good, especially coming into a new year.
Well, this is when I'm popular. Like this week, I'm not so popular. Everybody's busy toxing, right?
They're hungry. They're eating their stuff.
They're at the family stuff.
Yes.
Nobody's thinking about detoxing or healing or being clean.
Right.
But come next week, I'll be everybody's favorite person.
And that's not a bad thing.
Absolutely not. You're going to set up a plan for yourself that you don't have to. It's not written in stone, but you have an intention. And I think it's so important, the words that you use with yourself. It's so important in setting the intention. Yeah. Because it's all the power in the world.
And words have power.
They're everything. It's vibration. It's the vibration of the universe. So
wow. Karyn, okay, so you talked about being gradual with different things.
Yes.
And that is something that you're really big on, right?
Yes,
Being gradual. And again, like you said, it provides long-lasting results.
Well, right now, a lot of people the detox is the buzzword right now. Everybody's into detox.
Yeah.
And I think there are a lot of,
that?
Well, I think there's some great things out there. There are many roads to the top of the mountain. But I also think there's some dangerous things or some things that just plain, like if you're eating steak one day, you don't want to eat steak one day and juice fast the next day.
Don't be doing that.
Because your body doesn't know it's fasting. Your body thinks it's starving. Okay? You have to prepare. And the detoxes that I teach, we prepare, we get ready. I actually had an 87-year-old woman that did my detox for the first time. She walked in on a walker.
Okay.
And we fast for a minimum of 3 days. And it's not a true fast because you're doing juices and things with it. Okay. But you've gotten prepared for it. We've balanced your blood sugar levels, your protein levels. We've shrunk your stomach.
Yeah.
You're ready to fast.
87.
Yeah, it was her first one. And I say a minimum of 3 days. On the 14th day, she came back to show me she wasn't even using her walker anymore.
He said, "This is what I'm talking about." Are you serious?
The body is a self-regenerating organism. It's designed to heal itself. If you cut yourself and you don't do anything to it, doesn't it heal up by itself?
Always.
Unless you get some garbage in it.
Yeah.
And, some
Get
germs.
infected, right.
But the whole body is designed to do this. You get new cells every 7 years. You get new tissue every 3 months. The body's always recycling itself. So if it gets the right material, then it's going to happen beautifully. If it doesn't get the right material, it's going to start to break down. And the breakdown comes in the forms of the challenges that you're plagued with. You've got, I've got cancer, I've got endometriosis, it's one disease. Your body's knocking you in the head saying, yes, you came with some predisposed weaknesses, but you're giving me all the wrong stuff. And when you think how magnificent the human body is, because 99% of the time people are giving it the wrong thing, and you're still able to get up and walk around and talk, complaining and whining, but you're still able to get up and talk and walk and but I've got a headache. I've got this. That's not part of the human condition. That's just the challenge of your body telling you, I've got too much toxicity and not enough of the right stuff for my cells to reproduce. The only reason you're supposed to eat is to give the cells fuel.
Let me tell you something, Karyn. Challenges are the headaches. Challenges are the little things not little things, because some people have.
Big and little, they are challenges. And it's just your body trying to hit you in the head saying you're giving me too much of the wrong thing and not enough of the right. And by the way, people with weight gain, I always go, oh my God, you got the best DNA on the planet, because if you can eat that amount to get that size, you got a great DNA. If I ate that, I'd be dead like the rest of the family.
Oh. And like you said, your mother at 47?
47, yeah. She passed at 47. And she had been tiny like me, and she got overweight. And she started out with constipation. Okay. And then she had migraine headaches. And then she had one of the Crohn's diseases or one of those. And then she had hysterectomy. And then she ended up with cancer. But her body was telling her all along, change. And if you don't make the change, the body will go, okay, well, here's something else.
So let's kind of expand on that a little bit. You say your grandmother passed at 51.
Yeah, 50.
50, kind of like the same situation a little bit.
Yeah. And the great grandmother wasn't that much older than that. She had a better beginning than they did because they were eating better back then. But yeah, they all were very sickly and passed away very young.
Did your mom's weight gain come from just unhealthy choices?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Plus, she was from the era when the frozen dinners came out.
Oh yeah, the banquets. Yes, get a little banquet.
When she had this, so we even had frozen onions at my house. I mean, everything was frozen. But she was a working woman,
Quick and easy meals.
She was quick and easy, and I'm an only child, and she didn't know any better. I mean, everybody was promoting I don't know what the dinners are now, but the frozen dinners.
Yeah, I still got them. I don't touch them. But I don't touch. I do a lot of fresh vegetables is what I like to buy, and I cook fresh vegetables. I've even gotten a couple of my friends into buying the fresh vegetables now and sautéing them with foods, and I don't know. So frozen vegetables are a no-go.
But you can even go one step further. You could take that the fresh spinach or the fresh kale or whatever and put some olive oil on it. Yeah. Don't worry about the fat because your body needs salt, fat, and sugar, but the right salt, fat, and sugar. Put a little olive oil and Himalayan salt on it. Let it sit for a little bit and toss it, and it'll taste cooked, but you've been eating raw. And the reason that we need to eat raw is because of the enzymes. You see, you need enzymes for every metabolic purpose in the body. When the enzymes are gone, that's when you get old and die. So every time you sit down to a cooked meal of food, you use up your store of enzymes. So a person my age compared to a person your age, although I have mine intact because I'm taking them all the time and I'm eating raw.
We keeping it real, I got to get intact,
But a young person has twice the enzymes I do because you've eaten for many years longer, so you're using up your life force at the table. Most people don't realize that. And they may have a little orange juice in the morning and a salad at night, and that's all the raw for the day. And I'm just saying, kind of turn it around, make it more raw than cooked, because that's what your body. Humans are the only animals that voluntarily cook their food on the planet. No other animal cooks their food except human beings. And the pets that we feed too, and they get the same things: obesity, cancer. The same. Animals in the wild don't get that.
They showed on.
Just the ones we feed, like us.
Wow, little Bruno passed. Bruno had a disease. Yeah, because Bruno been eating from the table.
Well, not just the
milk
table,
bones.
but the food in the cans. It's all cooked. You can, my dog is a raw dog. He gets raw meat.
For real. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm like, for real. No, but Karyn, as you said with the spinach, a little olive oil, some Himalayan salt and pepper.
Let it sit a little bit and toss, and it'll taste like it's cooked. I should have brought you some. I brought you all desserts today, but I should have brought you some.
Yeah, you did. No. Ooh, that spinach sounds good.
And it's so easy to do. It's much easier. And you don't even have to clean the bowl. You can do some mushrooms in there afterwards.
I had some mushrooms this morning. I love mushrooms. Okay, just raw mushrooms.
With a little salt and olive oil on them. Or you could take them and put them in your food processor with a little olive oil, a little salt, throw a tomato in with it, and it'll come out like a little mushroom pate, a little garlic and onion.
And just eat it, the pate.
Put it on a little raw cracker or any kind of cracker you want.
Karyn, and what about people that think that you will starve if you eat raw?
Well, here's the deal. That's why I have a hard time putting weight on. Because you can't eat as much. You see, hold up your fist.
Okay.
This is the size of your stomach.
Your fist is?
Yeah, whatever size your fist is, that's the size of your stomach. It's a tiny little sack in there. Okay. It isn't this whole area to fill up 4 or 5 times a day.
We be eating. We be eating.
It's a little sack. So when you eat raw living food, it doesn't take much to fill you up. So you eat 1/4 the amount and you automatically lose weight. You can't pull. I could give you some names they don't always, but I won't. But I've had people lose 100 pounds in 8 months. I've had people, some stars come to me and they come before their movies and stuff to lose weight, and it's so easy. If you want to, come do my 30-day detox, my 28-day, and you won't recognize your body after. Not only do you lose the weight, but the lines on your face. Now you don't have a line on your face,
well,
but
thank you.
But
I'm trying here.
Those of us that could, this little 11 that women are.
I'm gonna get it. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I'm
that's your
not
spleen
frown.
pancreas.
Okay.
The lines across your forehead doesn't mean that you're a good thinker, a deep thinker. It's excessive mucus in your digestive tract.
From food.
Everything on your face is showing you what's going on internally.
Karyn.
It's your roadmap, which is the other reason I don't do anything, because this line has gotten deeper for me with all the sweets I've been doing.
Tell. What you been eating? What kind of sweets? Tell me.
Well, I can eat 20 yellow mangoes
Come
at a
on.
sitting.
Oh, that's okay. 20 yellow.
At one sitting.
At a sitting, yes.
I didn't say throughout the week. Watermelon.
Okay, well.
But it's hard to find seeded watermelons. But yeah, I'll take my pick when I watermelon. I could eat watermelon. I could just eat fruit. And I love dragon fruit.
Oh, dragon fruit is good.
And jackfruit. And it's just, for my system right now, I need to bring it back. And here's the deal. When I've been off the natural sugar for 1 month, I'll look even 10 years younger.
And the natural sugar is the fruits.
And it's still aging you, though, because we're getting way more than we're supposed to. There's a guy who wrote a book, William Duffy, called Sugar Blues. And we're supposed to have about 1/4 gram of sugar a year. And we're having like hundreds of.
A day.
Right, a day. And it depends on where you live, too. I mean, where we live, humans we're jungle animals. We're supposed to be in 80 degree. We're tropical animals. So if you're in that kind of environment, yes, you can eat a lot more fruit. But here in Chicago, it really doesn't do well for us.
And some of the food deserts.
It's so sad in our neighborhoods. Absolutely.
And Karyn, I lived on the West Coast for a while, and it's a different culture out there.
Oh, totally.
Oh, like even when you go in Sam's Club, the amount of healthy stuff they put in the front. And when I moved back home, I remember going off, and I went to the manager. And I said, "Why don't you all have healthy offerings up front?" And they looked at me like, "Who are you? And where do you?" I said, "Because makes no sense, especially you all are making us." But I know that different places have different ways
But I will tell you, we are getting better.
We sure are. Yes,
because you can actually go to Walmart and find vegan food. You can go to Jewel and find vegan food. When my restaurants closed, I had to find what I could find, right? And you can go to Target. You'd be surprised at the Kite Hill, the vegan.
You know the name.
Yeah,
the Kite Hill.
You'd be surprised. They're getting better.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about and things are getting better. We are turning. And how does that make you feel to see it pick up like it has?
Well, I have to tell you, I'd say I'm on the north side of Chicago, but I would say the big part of my clientele is my folks. They come, they're traveling.
We ready.
Yeah, they're traveling to see me. They're coming to see me. And a cute little story, when I had my first restaurant on Lincoln Avenue and everybody was sticking their fingers down their throat, I had this little guy that come up from the south side. He'd come up every Sunday for a bowl of raw soup. And I said, "My goodness, you come so far." He says, "Because I got to support a sister." And I have to say my community has been exceptionally supportive of me.
Karyn, we love you.
Yeah, well, I love you, and
raw soup. I want some. I want some raw soup.
Well, you know what? Hand her the green meal over there.
So we got a couple of things in the studio.
Yeah.
Karyn, you have your book here. Which can we still get your book?
Yeah,
What's the name of this book? Tell us the name of this book here. I'm gonna say it's called "Soak Your Nuts." That's the name of the book.
Well, I didn't want anybody to forget the name, and I wanted the guys to carry it around and feel like proud. Hey.
What's in the book that we can love?
Well, this one is my cookbook. I have two. I didn't bring the other one. This is the cookbook, and this side is cooked vegan recipes, and this side is raw. So you get two books in one. I don't know what. This is all I had at home. I left from home to come here today.
That's okay.
We're going to send you one. But so a couple of things I brought you are in the book, but it's so, I believe we all know how to cook the vibrations go out there. You just have to be able to grab them and do
Yes.
it. You know what I'm saying? I learned to cook from my great grandmother. She'd come in from the church ladies on Sunday, roll her stockings down, and put her house coat on, and we go to the sink.
House coat.
Right?
Come on for the house coat.
With her stockings rolled down around her ankles, right?
Because they're getting out of church, they're tired.
That's right.
Oh, what do we have? And so you learn how to cook through them. And what do we
Yeah.
Oh, Chandra, what do you have?
Did you bring her some? Yeah. Well, I brought you a couple of desserts.
Okay.
Because I think that's the best. Have you any leanings toward vegan?
I've had vegan recipes.
No. Leanings toward being vegan.
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
All right.
Yeah, I've one of the coaches at my gym, she does vegan cooking, and she made me some vegan mushrooms, and what else did she make me? A vegan oh God, what did Jan make? I can't think.
So
of it.
what do
was
you
good.
think is your biggest obstacle to wanting to make the jump?
No, I have one.
Okay, you just haven't thought about it.
I just haven't really put it into
The thought process. Okay, let me give you this.
Okay.
It's not a natural human instinct for humans to eat dead flesh. We've only learned to do it. It's not natural to us
how
to
we
do
grew
it.
up.
Well,
Yeah.
so you're on a desert island and you haven't eaten in a month. And you have your cat with you who's a true carnivore. He's supposed to have nothing but raw meat. You have your dog he's a carnivore. You have your dog who's an omnivore. He's supposed to have raw meat and raw vegetables. And
everything.
we are fruitarians. We have this to pick our stuff. We are fruitarians by nature.
Okay.
As human beings. Okay. So you're on this desert island, you haven't eaten in a month, and all of a sudden a dead cow appears and a bushel of apples. Where do you think your instincts are going to
Want to
take
eat
you?
them apples.
That's right. Because you haven't got a knife and fork, you haven't got a fire, you can't break it.
Can't saute them up.
No,
Yeah.
my cat is going to go right to that cow. He's going to pass the apples, and my dog is going to go to the apples and the cow. So I'm saying, instinctually, we weren't meant to do this. Now, after a month or two, you might start chomping on to survive.
But
And here's-
initially,
That wouldn't be your instinct. And here's the deal: in the early 1800s, the only people who had heart attacks were the rich people because they were the only ones that could eat meat all the time.
okay.
All right, I'll leave you with that.
Instinctually. Okay, so we can get your book now, right? Where can we
Yes.
get your book? Because people are asking on social.
Yes, you can get it on Amazon, or you can go to my website, shopkarens.com, or you can come up to 1717 North Ashland
Go
if you're
see
in
her.
Chicago, and come see me.
So which one should I try first? I got the lemon square, and this is, how do you say this? Carob pecan?
Yeah, that's one of the first things I ever made 40-something
that's-
years ago. It's not 40 years old, but that was my first recipe.
No, I know you wouldn't say, let's get this to Samantha. We had in the freezer since 1980. That's our age, because I turned 40 this year. So, yes, this is.
Oh, you're a gorgeous
Thank
girl.
you. And you are a beautiful woman. Thank you. You have no
Thank you.
idea. Okay, so I'm going to try this. It's vegan, right?
Yeah.
And what's the items in here? We
Well, there's some pecans and some carob and...
I'm talking about. You can't even tell.
No, that's
I'm sorry.
the thing.
I know y'all listen like, what is Samantha doing? People, I've just ordered your book.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Eat to live.
Eat to live, that's right.
It's
Eat to
amazing.
live.
Karen, what's that, girl?
And
Put a little Karen in it. Put a little Karen in there.
so I brought you that, and so I'm always saying the best way to get people, because I kind of knew that you weren't necessarily on the team yet.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
you say yeah.
Because you know what, you're an intelligent woman, and I just recommend try it for a week and
Yeah.
see how you feel,
I want to.
and you'd be surprised. All of a sudden, you just feel better. I mean, we don't understand that eating the animals isn't just about what they do to our bodies.
Yeah,
It's
I'll
like
keep sliding this stuff
you
over
take
there.
you take the animals. It's not like old McDonald's farm anymore. They suffer, they're tortured, and you eat that. It becomes a part of you. All that's released in their system, and that torture and suffering that they go through becomes a part of you.
How did you feel about What the Health, the movie?
I haven't seen that one.
No,
There's
I
so
ain't
many
seen it
that have
either.
come out, but my original one I was in a couple of them, but I haven't seen those movies. But
I love your energy. I was in a couple. No, Karen, this lemon is doing. Let me taste this little side. Will you stop playing with me?
and if you go to my Instagram page, I actually made that live on Instagram.
Today?
No, I didn't make that one.
Oh,
today.
okay.
I made the recipes up there.
The lemon square. And people can get these. These are $6.99.
You can go to 1717 North Ashland. You can go up to the spa, and we have a little market in there. But we're building a new restaurant there. We will have a raw
A
restaurant.
new raw restaurant is coming. So
Yes.
that's what we can look forward to.
The
Do you
raw
know,
restaurant is coming. This whole COVID thing has kind of put everything in weird places.
what year do you think we can get the new restaurant? We can
I'm
just pop
hoping
in.
February.
Oh, This
I'm
soon?
hoping. Well, we're very close.
Okay.
And it's not going to be a sit-down restaurant again. It's going to be a grab and go.
Grab and go.
Or I'm going to do boxes of food. I used to do meal plans. So you get a box of food for the week. You don't have to worry about your juice, your smoothie, your food,
She
your
loving
dessert.
this.
It's all, you don't have to think. Just go home, put it in the refrigerator, and eat.
Really?
And you'll see, you get that box of raw food, you're going to eat 1/4 the amount of food you normally eat, and you automatically lose weight.
And we have Karyn's Care is your line. You can
Yes.
pick that
Oh, and
up.
I did bring you a gift to leave you,
Oh, what a little
other
gift.
than the food.
Drink lunch.
Because here's why I brought you this.
Okay. We got one.
This is the most perfect food on the planet for humans, algae. It's a single cell. It's the first food on the planet for humans. And you can get it in spirulina. You can get it in many other ways. But this is a capsule, so it's easy to take.
Okay.
All right.
And
I wanted to make it easy for you. So you do 3, 4, 5 of these. It's a food. It
Per
doesn't
day.
matter. And it's your protein. It's your calcium. It's your food. It's everything you need.
And you still eat on top of this too.
Yeah, when you're hungry. But don't eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Just eat when you're hungry. You're not born with a little tag on your foot that says feed at
It's
9,
time.
12, and 6.
Right.
You're supposed to eat when hunger hits. And when hunger hits, you eat. If you're not hungry, don't eat.
Wow. Karyn Calabrese.
Thank you.
Karyn's Care. Green Living Fiber. You can get this too.
At 1717 or at shopkarens.com.
Shopkarens.com. The new restaurant will be at 1717 North
North
Ashland.
Ashland. And there's a spa there now. And I'm going to give a little commercial because it's so
Yes.
perfect. Everybody's, I'm not making claims, but people are so terrified of what's going on with the COVID and all. And viruses cannot live in an oxygenated environment. Part of the problem that we're having now is when man was created, the oxygen levels were at 38%. After the Industrial Revolution, they were down to 22%. We're living in the teens in terms of oxygen. So you're not getting oxygen from your air like God, Spirit, whoever you believe in created. You're not getting it from your food unless you're eating 100% raw like me.
Yeah.
So you're not getting oxygen to your body and your cells, so viruses can thrive. Yeah. So at my spa, we have a hyperbaric chamber.
Oh.
We have ozone bathing.
Oh.
We have infrared saunas. We have massage.
And they can come in all of this.
Yeah.
1717 North
North
Ashland.
Ashland, yes, ma'am.
And what will they see? What's the sign say?
Karen's.
Karen's.
Karen's Inner Beauty.
Karen's Inner Beauty, 1717 North Ashland. Is that, what community is that? Is that Ukraine?
Bucktown.
Bucktown. Go on over to Bucktown. Go see my girl Karyn Calabrese. Get the book, shopkarens.com. Also, January 3rd, her free informational. Y'all already know 2021 is coming up. Detox, but in a great way. Okay. Vegan living. Oh,
You are
Karyn.
so precious.
What is this? So I can get my little ass. Which one is this?
Oh, that's the parfait. That's
Parfait.
like a yogurt, but it's raw and no dairy.
Let me tell y'all. Y'all are hearing of. Go pick these items up. $6.99 for this lemon square, which is not going to be a small little dot once I'm done with it, no longer a square. The carrot pecan cake, which is a 40-year-old recipe. So amazing, so good. And this parfait.
Well, it's my version of yogurt without dairy,
Karyn, this is so good.
and it's good for you.
And man, that's bottom line. Good for you.
And it's good for you.
It is time, y'all. We on resolutions. Resolve to get it together. Oh, my girl, Karyn Calabrese, you have no idea. Thank you so
No.
much for hanging with me.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Oh,
Bless you.
1717 North
North
Ashland. Go
Ashland.
see Karyn, y'all. My girl, Karyn Calabrese, the legend, is in the building. Oh, y'all, great show tonight. Shout out to my brother Delvin for being amazing. The audio genius doing his thing. My sister Ashia for being the dopest assistant in the land. Robin Lewis for giving us the best weather, traffic, and news. My brother, Mr. DC, calling in from St. Louis, Missouri, y'all. Check him out. Man, he was on Good Morning America. Now he was on the show with me tonight, doing his thing. Karyn Calabrese, you've seen her on Oprah. You've seen her around Chicago doing her thing, and she is here with me.
thank
I'm
you,
so
Mama.
honored.
Oh, thank you.
We gonna do this again. We're gonna check in
Anytime.
because I'm gonna do vegan for a week. Okay, hold me to that. All right, y'all, we gotta go. I'm so happy. Shout out to you, Chandra. Thank y'all
Yeah,
so
Kim.
much. Yes, everybody in the building, in the studio. We'll be back tomorrow, y'all. 2 more great guests. We're going Hollywood tomorrow. All right, y'all. We'll see you tomorrow, 6 p.m. Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
The Talk of Chicago